These Nazi blood-sucking anti-American parasites that want to make you and your family slaves know that we are standing up against them, and we are red-blooded, and we are not slaves, and we are not bowing down to them. I'm not bowing down. I'm at the tip of the spear. I get death threats every day. And you know what? I am honored to be who I am. I'm honored to just be an average person that stood up 15 years ago and said, I'm going to defend the Republic. I'm going to defend the family. I'm going to defend the Second Amendment. I'm going to fight against abortion. I'm going to see what happens when I really take action. And we have laid waste to the enemy. If you simply unloose yourselves and become the leaders you are, we will sweep this scum into the gutter. We will defeat the New World Order. We will crush the tyranny. Second hour, straight ahead. Stay with us.
And when I was like 12, 13, I was banging some of that black pussy. because it's all pink in the middle. There you go.
12 or 30.
What about Indian?
Dan Merritt, yeah, good stuff. I never banked an Indian, but you just bend over right here. I'll fuck
Hey, you can tell me how cute I am. This shit might go down.
I ain't his dudes, I'll be honest with you. But you do have pretty eyes.
Thanks.
Asset. Well, Bitcoin is the best crypto asset. Okay, what's the second best? There is no second best. There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right? Right? There's no second best. Okay. But take all your money, buy Bitcoin, then take all your time, figure out how to borrow more money to buy more Bitcoin, then take all your time and figure out what you can sell to buy Bitcoin. And if you absolutely love the thing that you don't want to sell it, go mortgage your house and buy Bitcoin with it. And if you've got a business that you love because your family works for the business that's in your family for 37 years and you can't bear to sell it, mortgage it, finance it, and convert the proceeds into the hardest money on earth.
You didn't have to cut me off. Think I like it never happened, but now we were nothing. I don't even need your love. You treat me like a stranger and I feel so loved. No, you didn't have to stoop so low. Had your friends collect your records and you change your number. I said I don't need that though. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know.
And we're live. What's going on, you guys? It is I, Dollar Cost Crypto, here with Baby Pepe. That's right. Got some new memes for you, man. How'd you like the new selection in the world's greatest intro? It is a ever evolving art piece, just like my boy Kanye West's Pablo. It just kept going. Yeah. Hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell because we are bigger, stronger, and sadder. Miguel, my bags haven't popped enough yet. Be a man. Your wife left you. Don't cry. Be a man. That guy's hilarious, man. But yeah, definitely hit the like button, man. Shout out to everyone. Crypto Bendu. Shout out to you, man. Bugs. Kylo Tren. What's up, dude? Kylo Tren's running the studio today. Marty. Got Daniel Karhihahiho. I know, I just like messing up people's names. We got French Toaster. What's up? What does that mean? Cultural appropriation? What are we talking about? Sacre bleu. Oui. What's going on, man? GG33. Shout out to the new subscribers, man. PulseX, what's up, man? Acid Thunder. I almost said that like Grave Digger. But what's up, man? Oh, dude, this is funny. So what do you think about this whole situation in Palestine? I say bomb both sides to oblivion. JK. Just fucking with you. Super fucked up, by the way. Super messed up on both sides. But like, but these dudes literally have plans to, after every person they end up capturing, they're just gonna deport them to like to Egypt. Send them all to Egypt. What? Yo, that is damn, son. I know today's not normally when I stream. I usually do Tuesday, Thursday, Saturdays, but we had a little mishap yesterday. I was supposed to stream yesterday, waited for my guests and stuff. We had to reschedule. It is what it is. So I'm here today on Friday. How do you like that, man? You got two. You got Charlie's stream and you got my stream. Go retweet the tweet out, man. We are live right now in action. Let me actually, I don't even think I tweeted it live now. Let me do it right now. Bam. I got a cute picture of myself. Damn, I'm gorgeous. And there we go. And let's do this. Boom. But today's going to be a fire-ass episode, man. I'm going to react to the Richard Hart stream that just came out. So Richard Hart just released a So Richard Hart just released like a 45-minute, kind of like an audio podcast on the Telegram groups. Shout out to Hexologist. He was the first one to pick up on it, posted on his channel. And yeah, shout out to Hexo, man. So I'm gonna be so I've shared the link to Hexo's video since he was the first one up and stuff, and he's the homie. And we're gonna react to it and stuff like that, as well as gonna have a little bit of an AMA today as well, going over what's happening over the market. And tomorrow, if you guys heard it here first, tomorrow at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, I will be doing a stream with a brand new island boy. A new island boy. My boy Crypto Coffee. Shout out to Crypto Coffee, man. Me and Crypto Coffee, OGU, two of the four horsemen, are going to be doing a stream tomorrow at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on my channel, and I also will be going on his channel later on in the week and stuff. So, yeah, shout out to Crypto Coffee, man. It's going to be a really great stream. Remember, we wanted to stream on Friday for the Fed breakdown. I know, but I didn't expect the Richard Hart to drop a fucking banger ass. I mean, it was like Fed meetings or Richard Hart AMA. You know what? You know what? What do you guys want? I'll let you guys vote. Type one. Kyle, let's go. We'll hit a Pepe in a minute, Kyle. But I'll let the chat. Type one if you want Fed breakdown. Type 2 if you want Richard Hart breakdown. All right, hit the Pepe, Kyle. And so they have spoken. They want the breakdown. Fuck the Fed. Yo, this one pause. Yo, Richard queued it there. Oh my God, y'all fools, bro. Y'all fools, man. But I'll definitely, next week I will do the Fed breakdown. It's gonna be a little late, but obviously we know they pause rates, so it's very unlikely we're gonna get any more Fed raises. But I will give you some alpha on this. The Federal Reserve's been printing money on the down low. We just caught them. So we've known like the middle of this year, right? There was problems with all the banks and stuff like that, especially like we had Silvergate. We had a lot of these kind of Silicon Valley banks that went down that were not crypto related. These were banks that had to do with all the money printing that happened during 2021. I always want to say 2001, but 2021 that. There were money printing. A lot of these VC funds invested into a lot of basically tech startups, and pretty much what's called people from the PayPal mafia ended up figuring out like, oh, dude, these banks might be undercapitalized because they're so levered out long. Because these banks, for some dumbass reason, were buying mortgage-backed securities at the all-time lows. That's like literally buying Bitcoin at like $68,000. Bro, the reason the banks got in so much trouble, they took all their money and bought Bitcoin at $68,000. Homies. That's what happened. And oof, that was bad. And then that crashed. They were undercapitalized. So the Federal Reserve ended up creating these swap lines where basically you could, if you have these bonds, we'll take your mortgage-backed securities at the all-time highs or lows, depending how you look at it, and we'll give you equal cash for it, and they kind of bailed out the banks. But recently, the Federal Reserve has printed $158 billion and secretly gave it to the FDIC, who are then there giving that money out to some of these banks. So basically, there was a mini bank bailout that just happened that we just don't even know about. So the Federal Reserve this year so far has like rolled off $1 trillion of their holdings by not buying anymore, just letting these bonds mature. But on top of that, they just took 15% of that money and just sent it to the FDIC to give to these banks on the low. So there was literally a secret bank bailout that just happened that we don't know about, and we're gonna keep in tabs on it. But it's pretty crazy because like, bro, barely anybody is talking about that right there. The Federal Reserve is like didn't increase interest rates, but they printed 15% of $1 trillion. I mean, like, well, not $1 trillion, but like of $100 million, $100 billion. Pretty significant, man. I mean, like, actually, no, it was 15% of $1 trillion. What am I talking about? Yeah. Insane. It is pretty wild, man. Dude, that's how you sometimes forget how much money these guys are playing around with. It was 15% of $1 trillion. That's a shit ton of money, you guys. Bro, you guys, if they just broke me off a tenth of that, a crumb, a crimble, a 1%, a fraction of a percent of that, bro. Man, I'll share equally with all you guys. No, Miguel, just buy E-Hex one shot. No. So the Fed basically just started a bank bailout, $158 billion bank bailout on the low. Very few people caught on to it. Your boy Jesucristo caught on to it, and it's gonna be interesting. So the Fed, it's very unlikely on the next Fed meeting, December 13th. We're probably basically it's almost 100%. We're not going to get an increase to the Fed interest rates. So that means the next Fed interest rate increases are probably going to happen in the first quarter, or that's it. And then from there, we're probably going to have a late Q3 reduction to the interest rates finally, because we're in election season, you guys. Pretty interesting. Yeah. Do you have any articles I can share with my friends showing this? Yeah. Give me 1 second. Let me just find it real quick, just to give you guys some alpha on it. Let's see if I can find it. I should show my screen on that. That's just hilarious. It's like people born in 1993. You're 30. Ooh, that's hilarious. Let me find it. Where is it? Dude, I've liked a lot of stuff recently. My lord. Didn't have to cut me off. I'm trying to give you guys this alpha. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. So let me unshare my screen on that one and reshare on this. Shout out to the boy Arthur Hayes, the ex-founder of BitMEX. Let's play a little game of hide the bailout. It's my favorite game because politics is all about misdirection. Everyone scrutinizes every line of the Fed balance sheet, so they can't hide them there anymore. So now they're hiding them on the FDIC's balance sheet. Woo! Look at that. Look at this. And boom, the Fed printed money on the FDIC. Look at that. 159 billion. I'm sorry, I was off by a billion. Well, what's a billion between friends? Peekaboo, I see you. Receivables from solutions./net. So no money, no money, no money. A lot of money. Dog. Change over year, $158 billion. You want a proof? Now you got your proof. Hit a Pepe for that, man. God, late with the Pepe. Play with the that.
You didn't have to cut me off. Think I like it never happened, that we were nothing. I don't even need your love. You treat me like a stranger, and I feel so loved. No, you didn't have to stoop so low. Have your friends collect your records and then change your number. I guess that I don't need that though. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know.
Here you go, you guys. I'm gonna give you this. That's an L, Kyle, definitely. But here you go, you guys. I just posted in the Twitter thing for Arthur Hayes. Just if you want to, you might want to save that for yourselves right there. But pretty interesting shit, man. That's how it starts, man. So literally, because the Fed's damn, they're really watching. DCC is doing active. Oh, he's only missed one stream ever, this last one, because he knew. Dude, eventually, once I can catch these motherfuckers, I'm gonna start reacting to the live FOMC meeting. Not the FOMC meetings, I'm sorry. The live what's it called? FDIC meetings. It's gonna be interesting in there because there was a lot of it's not even conspiracy theory. This is real. They literally were before all this stuff happened with Android 19 and stuff. They were like, hey, we may need to shut down banks. Some crazy stuff's gonna happen. They literally were talking about the shutdowns before the shutdowns happened. I wonder how that happened. Because this is not even conspiracy. This is just facts. Basically, what happened is they manufactured this entire thing in order to print money. Because look at what happened. Like, we can't look 2008. I mean, this whole 2008 crash and stuff that ended up happening was basically a giant was a housing crash, right? But it was economical. It wasn't just because like the economy was just doing bad and there was a recession, right? It was like, we can't bail out the banks. This next bank, this whole next thing that happened during the whole COVID thing was we need to do another bank bailout, but that's super unpopular. Crap. What are we going to do? So they misdirected and did this and caused. Now I'm not saying it wasn't real, right? Because people did get sick, right? Barely, but did get sick. But it was just basically it was just a stiffed up common cold, flu maybe at most, right? And what happened? It came out, global pandemic, let's shut everything down. It was a two-pronged attack. One, the United States, through Trump, we started a trading war with China. We then rugged China and started moving our entire manufacturing base out of China, back to the States, back to Canada, back to Mexico, as well as India. So we basically allied ourselves more deeper with India, and basically the rest of the world has also been slow rugging China. Because if you didn't know, China is going through a lot of financial hardships right now. A lot of their banks are starting to get really, really jittery, and that's not great. And just to give you guys a little bit of reference for where the Chinese housing market is compared to the housing market, when we were the most overextended on housing in terms of like a bubble, China is their bubble is 4 times larger than it was for us in 2008, 2007. 4 times larger. And there's now reports that China may have been lying about its GDP. Its GDP may have been literally 50% smaller than they've been reporting for a long time. I mean, that's an 8x for a country half the size in terms of their GDP. So this is the reason why there's all this kind of fighting going around the world and stuff right now and it's another reason why I also believe that now part of it is to control inflation. Another part is also to make a lot of U.S. bonds more attractive as well, because right now China's actively, and a lot of other countries are trying to actively, through the BRICS countries, trying to dump U.S. bonds and stuff, but people are buying them up right now because guess what? Every boomer around the planet is looking for income. If you're a fucking baby boomer right now, and even though you might be losing to inflation on this stuff, but it's just nice to have mailbox money coming in. You have $1 million, you buy a 10-year bond, you're getting $50,000 a year for the next 10 years, and then you get your $1 million back in 10 years. Interesting. Now, there's that part right there. That's a big geopolitical game that's going on right now, right? Proxy war in the Ukraine, proxy war in the Middle East. We shall see if there's going to be a proxy war somewhere else, or maybe a real one in another place, right? Interesting, right? But now we're because we're actively, a lot of people are starting to actively really watch the bank balance sheets for, the Fed. A lot of stuff is going down, so now they're starting to like secretly money print through the FDIC to put money in there. There's just a lot of weird, like they're gonna have to print money, man. It's literally, if you just look at it, it's just so insane, this market and stuff. So it's kind of crazy if you actually look to when the money hit. The crypto pumps almost was kind of correlated to that. Interesting, perhaps. Fuck the boomers. Oh, LOL. But hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and yeah, man. Let me unshare this real quick. Boom, 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 boom. Wow, USDC is so fucked. No, sir. All of them are fucked. It's like this whole thing, like the whole thing, like basically we're the dirtiest, cleanest shirt in the entire pile of clothes. We're the less ran through chick at the party. That's horrible. Fuck. But we're the least ran through chick in the party. Adjustable 5, surrounded by a bunch of adjustable 3s. Kick. All currencies are going to exactly, man. Sterling out here with the sauce, man, smiling because his future is so bright. All currencies will go to zero over time. That's true. Literally, if you actually look at what's going on, or like if you look at the dollar index, the dollar's getting stronger against currencies. So look, because 80% of all global trade is done in dollars. More than 80% of all global debt is denominated in dollars. That means you have to pay these loans back in dollars. 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 And because all this stuff is in dollars, countries will have to print money. So there's certain countries that have more of a trade surplus in the United States, are doing pretty good, so they're fine. They're a little more stable, or they have a really, really important export. But other countries, they are having to they're money printing right now. And they're money printing, they're devaluing their currency, the Japanese yen. Everywhere you look, they're printing more of their dollar and more of their currencies to buy dollars off the market to then pay back loans and be able to have a dollar surplus. So this is why, like in the United States, in continually to increase the interest rates or keep them at these high rates, the dollar is the hardest international currency. Now, there is speculation currencies you could maybe invest into, like the peso and stuff. That's mostly because the United States' number one trading partner is no longer China, but Mexico. I listened to DCC on 1.5x speed replays, so hearing him live is like watching myself on Ludes. What? Damn, Paulo, I hear him. Damn, son, that's low, dude. That's so funny. Who's Richard Hart, the founder of Pulse Chain, PulseX, Incentive Token, PHEX, and EHEX? A whole lot of tokens. I would say the most active ecosystem in all of crypto right now, outside of Ethereum itself, and pretty awesome community. I'd say like probably the awesomest. They're a good community. Now, sometimes they fall for scammers, of course, because every community does. But hey, meme away. What's your bull price for PulseX? Pretty high, pretty high. Now, any updates on the Sterling Cooper podcast? It is coming up, you guys. He's just traveling right now. I think he's in Miami. We're going to be doing a stream pretty soon. Blame Sterling on that one. He was like, "My bad, bro. I'm going to snitch him out," but like, oh, yeah. Let's see. You live in Mexico? What? Vivo aquí en México. ¿Hablas español? Dice sí. ¿Cómo no?
Los dos hablamos español.
Español. I don't know if I could rep the name Miguel and not speak Spanish. Hola, señor. Me llamo Miguel. All right. Tengo un pantalón en todos mis calzones. What was pretty high? Yeah. It's pretty high. I mean, like, look, so I think I'd done the math for you guys on Pulse Chain and stuff, saying that if it got to $2,000 per million, that's like a 33x. Off of current prices of where I think PulseX could go, I think I did the math on it. It would at least do a 60x from these prices, right? So you can get some pretty decent. Price performance out of PulseX. It is a laggard right now. It actually is performing pretty nice right now, but it's small. It's like tiny little moves up. It started up at like at the beginning of last month, it was like at the all-time lows. I think Pulse Chain was like at 40. PulseX was literally like at 10 or 11, and now it's at 18. And Pulse Chain's literally at 60 right now, 59 and some change. Yeah, it's pretty good. Now you have to like rank the X's by what class from the bottom, right? So here, let me post this all picture up real quick. I know you guys get the likes up, you guys, or it's Haram. Oh, I didn't pull it up. What the hell? I know, dude. I know. I'm streaming on a day that I don't normally stream. So, okay. So by goldpost.com, if we actually look at the prices right now, right, we're at 62.3, right? So what does that mean? That means for a million Pulse Chain, that's $62. We're at 18.6. What does that mean? That's $18.60 for a million PulseX. Okay. That means $18,600 for a billion PulseX, $62,300 for a billion Pulse chain. Interesting, right? You look at Hex over here. This is EHEX. This is PHEX. That's $14,600 for a million PHEX. And where's EHEX? Down here. That's so $8,700 for a million EHEX. Not bad. And anyway, that's just the thing right there. So its all-time low is at 9. So basically, it is up right now from its all-time low. It's a 2x from its all-time low right now. Pulse chain is also up at 2x from its all-time low right now as well. So they're both up 2x's from their all-time lows. So we did the math on this, right? So if I believe that $2,000 will buy you a million Pulse chain in the future, right? That's only a 66x. Most L1s, they end up doing 100 to 300x returns. So you can significantly maybe increase a little higher than that. Maybe the all-time high for Pulse chain could be $3,000-$4,000 per million. Not bad. It can go higher than that. If it does, oh my God, that would be super nice. But PulseX will do somewhere in that range as well. Like there will be a time where PulseX runs against Pulse chain at the very end of it, or during like each of these will pump, and then they'll be like, holy fuck, Pulse chain's leading the charge, or like, wow, PulseX is leading the charge. Wow, EHEX, PHEX are going banana. You know, that's what's going to happen, right? And it's pretty nice, pretty nice. Let me just go back to my other screen. Okay, cool. Now, Jose Felix. Why does that name sound so familiar? A lot of coke, all right? Are you Mexican or Hexican? I am Hexocristo. For respect on my name, sir. Fathead, since when were you back, bro? Look at Fathead. Yo, for any FOMO homos, wow. Wait, what? For any FOMO homos that missed out on our sack in the great shape, be crying. Yeah. I dropped 6K PulseX, so 60X would be it. Yeah, these returns can happen and stuff, because you have to look at it at an L1, right? L1s typically return on, if you just look across all of them, they usually do 100 to 300X. And then anything above that in X's is like something really spectacular. This was like a Hex last season. This was like a Solana from the bottom. This is like a if you managed to get into Kusama dirt cheap. Very few people got into these coins that early on with Solana. Look, here's one of the big ones, Solana, right? You had to have been a VC to get those crazy prices. Good luck. Okay. With Kusama and Dot, only the Chinese basically were able to buy Dot in the beginning, and then it launched at like $5, basically $4. And then Kusama, basically only a couple of little influencers who got told about it. Like I'm not going to say who, but for sure that wasn't found like out of nowhere, right? They got in maybe at a quarter, 50 cents or cheaper, right? Most of these L1s, you don't get them in those crazy dirt cheap prices. You had to be in a VC. With Hex, what happened? It launched fairly. Everyone had a chance to get in. The price dipped for 3-4 months, didn't do nothing. Could have got even lower price, and then it went bananas. I think my boy Crypto Coffee said, yeah, it launches, and then 6 months later, it's probably the all-time low. Look where we're at. What happened? We had the all-time lows. We're off the lows, and now we're pumping, right? Said the same thing in the crypto mindset courses. This is what's happened, you know? Now, okay, what's called Bitro. I know it's crypto, but crypto Briss and stuff. 3-year Hex and Stake Pulse chain here. When we transact on Pulse chain, your thoughts on Render and Solana? These are decent coins. They're going to do well. Solana is going to like, believe it. Even Arthur Hayes said, like, fuck, man, I gotta buy. Like, I think it's stupid, but I gotta buy into the hype here. And the thing is like there is some really bad unlocks that happen for Solana, and it is kind of bearish for the ecosystem, but it's kind of being memed up right now, and people are buying into it, and it's probably going to end up doing really well. Ecosystem wise, the Solana ecosystem is pretty trash right now. The NFT side's pretty good for Solana, but in terms of the ecosystem itself, a lot of people have lost a lot of faith in the ecosystem of Solana, because everything that Sam touched turned to shit, and it was lies. Sable, I mean, all these things, bros, like all this shit was trash, you know? So it's just the sort of thing where like they're like the new ecosystem is being built right now. There isn't really, so there's gonna have to be fan created or community created projects that launch on Solana to then relaunch the ecosystem. But basically the ecosystem is broke right now because they're hurt. So everyone who wants to build stuff in the ecosystem is basically holding all their money in Solana, who believe in their ecosystem, and they're hoping for it to restart up. So once Solana gets 60, maybe $100 plus, that's when I see a lot of these guys are like, fuck, I finally made enough money off of Solana that I can take this money to make L1, I mean, make a new bridge, make a brand new lending and borrowing platform, make a brand new, basically all the L1 starter pack stuff that's going to be recreated. So this is kind of what I've been saying, where like, like as an example, I think I said this on my last stream where, you know, Phantom right now is at 25 cents. And I could see in the summer of next year, it could be $1.50, right? That'd be so dope. Like I clip this out and the next year it's like $3. I'll be like, motherfuck yeah. Or it's at 20 cents. You lied to me. Oh, piece of shit. No, but as an example, right? Like Phantom is a good example. Phantom, it's at 25 cents right now. By next year, it should be $1.50, especially with the upgrades that's happening and stuff like that, right? As an example, right? You could have Ethereum at $4,000 flat, bored as fuck. Do you know how close that is to its all-time high? So if you were to look at like Ethereum's almost at its all-time high at $4,000, right? 4,800 is its all-time high. Let's just say it's $4,100 for Ethereum, and Phantom's at $1.50. Well, Phantom's all-time high is $3.50. So it's a sort of thing where like Ethereum can literally get faster to its all-time high, and Bitcoin as well, than these L1s can. But the gains you can make on the L1s are still better because you look at that. Like if you take current prices, that's literally like a 2 and some change X for Ethereum to get to $4,000. It's literally a 6X for Phantom to go from 25 cents to $1.50. And this is the same math. You could do this for Solana. You could do this for Cardano. You could probably do it for Polkadot, Kusama. You could do it for Pulse Chain. But here's the thing. The thing with Pulse Chain is it's a virgin ecosystem. This is its first cycle. It's Fugazi. It doesn't exist, you know? It doesn't have a price chart. And it's sort of like a brand new tech stock, right? Where like, hey, it doesn't have earnings yet. This thing could make billions of dollars in fees. And then because there's no one knows how high it can go really high. Where a lot of these other L1s, either like Cardano, who's on its third cycle, or Phantom on its second, or Polkadot, or a lot of these other ones being on their second cycle, they have to kind of, it takes Ethereum over pumping past its all-time high to kind of resuscitate the ecosystems. Then afterward, the money flows into the ecosystems, basically. Pretty interesting. RH could build a fork of Solana and we'll have Pulsana. Oh, dude, that'd be fucking funny. That'd be really funny. Okay, let's see. DCC through time because of the buy and burn. Do you think PulseX will be a good hedge against inflation during a bull market? But it, like everything in a bear market, everything crashes 80% plus. I would imagine PulseX will probably be down 90%, 91% on the next bear market. It's just going to happen. It happens to Hex. It will happen to Pulse Chain. It happened to all the L1s during a bull market. One thing, like right now, it's like PulseX has been a decent hedge against inflation because if you've been buying it this whole year, right? You're now slightly up on it, and it's the supply is massively burning away. Like it's pretty impressive and stuff. Like let's see, pull my screen up, Kyle, again. Right now, half a billion tokens have been burned on PulseX. That's quite a lot, you know. Now, obviously, depending if you're counting this is the total. I think this is from off the total supply, not the RH supply combined with it, but it's a lot of tokens have been burned and stuff like that, and that'll continue to go up. Eventually trillions will be burned, and this definitely adds up, you know. If I remember correctly, I think it's like I think the current supply is actually like 14 trillion and some change, because if you take away the RH tokens out of this supply, then the actual tokens been burned has basically been like something close to like 3%, so it's pretty substantial. And hit the like button, man. Who else is answering these questions besides me? They should just drop Sol and bend the knee to Phantom. I mean, recently I did on this recent like Solana high. I sold 75% into Phantom. I'm starting to build up my Phantom position now, not alts, Phantom itself. I'm starting to build up my Phantom position, and I'm starting to in a little bit. I'll probably end up start buying a little bit more of the alts on Phantom. Nothing crazy because you don't really need a lot of money to have decent money in Phantom alts because they're so dirt cheap. Boo, Beats, Tarot, all these other coins. We'll see what happens, but it is speculative. But hey, it is what it is. Now, what does it say here? Okay. Nova Seed. Hi, DCC. What's your opinion on liquid loans? Love your stream, by the way. Oh, thank you, bro. Yeah, and it's going to be more built out. We're putting more and more stuff out here. We're getting way more cameras, whole couches everywhere. It's going to be pretty cool. We're going to have a lot of people over here over the next 2 weeks. Yeah, I like liquid loans are cool. I think it's going to be probably the premier stablecoin on Pulse Chain. They're just waiting for their oracle to work, and then they're going to launch. But I'm probably don't expect them to launch until December to January because I think they're waiting to see what happens with Richard on the 28th. Personally, but it is what it is. And I will be reacting to the stream right now in a minute with the Richard Hart stream. So we'll be listening to the audio, and I'll be pausing it here and there to either laugh, crack a joke, or agree, or maybe disagree. I don't know. Stay tuned to Dragon Ball Z. Now, is there any more? Let me check. Oh yeah, I'll answer that right now. Yeah. Okay. Atoshi X, man. What's up, man? With the $6 euros, man. Hey, DCC, what is our price prediction for combined hex nowadays? We still go to $2. Give me that hopium. I still believe so. I still believe the bearish all-time high for this is combined E-hex, P-hex. I believe it could hit $2. That's my bearish price. Now, where I would like for it to hit, this is a little more FOMO and tarting and stuff. It would be like $5.56. That'd be a 10,000x, but that's a combined E-hex and P-hex price. But more than likely, if we hit $2, man, beautiful, man. We bought these for a fraction of pennies. Yo, homies, if it goes to $2, combined price, we bought E-hex at 30% of a penny, 22% of a penny. We bought P-hex at 60% of a penny. It goes to $2 combined, whatever, bro. That's like 100x plus, bro. As a matter of fact, give me a Pepe Cow. Man, Kyle.
Didn't have to cut me off. Think I like it never happened to me. We were nothing. I don't even need your love. But you treat me like a stranger, and I feel so loved. No, you didn't have to stoop so low. Have your friends collect your records and then change your number. I guess that I don't need that though. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know.
This is a combined price, by the way. It could be 40-cent E-hex. It could be $2. It could be $1.60, or it could be literally 20-cent E-hex, and it could be $1.80 P-hex, or it could be any combination of the two. I'll take it. I'll take it. More than likely, P-hex is probably going to be higher than E-hex, but we shall see, ladies and gentlemen. We shall see, because what could we possibly get in 2025? We can get a Silk Sonic, right? No, we can get a Sonic. Wait one second. We can get a FVM upgrade for Ethereum 2.0, which could dramatically decrease the fees on Ethereum. We're talking about a 10x to 11x reduction in Ethereum mainnet L1 fees. The regular Uniswap Ethereum, people do transactions on Matcha, Uniswap, 1inch, or 9inch, or any of these other platforms that are on Ethereum mainnet. The reduction to fees for swapping, sending coins, and doing anything more complex. Literally, we're talking about a 11 to 10x reduction in gas fees. So if you're paying $8 right now, you're going to pay 80 cents. If an emergency unstake on Pulse Chain, or an emergency unstake. Did I say emergency unstake? Did I drink Bud Light today? Haram. What am I thinking about? Oh my God. I'm a little tired, you guys. Sorry. So if you were to unstake, not emergency unstake, because even an unstake is like, oh, you're unstaking something. If you were to unstake something right now on Ethereum, it's probably going to cost you $80 right now. It's going to go down to $8 to $5. with the upgrade. Now, if we, as we know right now, look, if we were to go, let me share the old screen here. The GUI right now is literally 14, right? Cheap. The average, let me tell you, the average fee during a bull market is 10x that. So normally the GUI is literally 140 to 170. That's the average, you guys. Spend it all. It isn't real. So with this upgrade, we'll go back to current prices. So whatever the gas fees are right now, we'll go back to these gas prices, and then we'll march way back up. But still, it's going to extend and be able to increase the price of Ethereum quite substantially, which, guess what? Increases the price of every fucking coin we own. Pulse Chain, Cardano, Solana, Phantom, even Chainlink. Believe that shit? I mean, everything. Uniswap, that useless fucking token that no one should fucking own and should dump it, will pump. Everything. Lose it all. Money isn't real. As a matter of fact,
Are you gonna sit here talking all night? We're gonna go fucking gamble. Let's fucking go.
Money isn't real. None of this is real.
This is just.
It's free. It's free.
What do you mean free?
Free money. Lose it all.
Lose it all.
Andrew, I know you said money isn't real, but I am getting fucked.
Nobody knows about that fucking degenerate life when you're fucking down 40,000 and you battle the fuck back. You say, you know what? I'm a fucking strong, independent man. And you're not gonna tell me I should go to bed. I'm gonna battle the fuck back. And I'm gonna fucking get my money back. And guess what? I got my motherfucking money back. That's right.
oh, got my money back. Yeah. Oh my God. The funniest shit about that video is like, no one's gonna tell me to go to sleep. I'm like, what? Your chicks tell you go to bed? Crazy. If your chick ain't with your crypto shit, you might have to start looking for a new chick. Some real shit right there, man. If your woman doesn't believe in you, in your financial security, in terms of like, if she doesn't trust you with the finances, toss that bitch to the curb. Talk that shit. And if she don't trust you with the money, then she don't trust you with the dick. She don't trust you with nothing. Should you trust her? Let me give you some other bars. If you stole your chick off another dude, can you even trust that chick? If she cheated on the love of her life with you, and you're not the new love of her life, when's she gonna find another love? Crypto's wife-changing money. Now, if you're a female and you're in an abusive relationship, what the fuck are you doing, stupid? Get the fuck out of that. But he loves me, Miguel. You have a black eye, Martha. Girl, you got bruises on your arm. I don't know who names their kid Martha these days. But you know that hit deep somewhere. Anyways. Now, finally over 200 live viewers, man. I just saw the live viewer count. About time. Haram. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Grab this stream, retweet it on your Twitter. I'll retweet you right now. Tag me, tweet it out. We have to let the world know that I'm live right now because I'm about to react to the Richard Hart stream right now. But I want to handle a couple of these super chats before we get started. Let me see. What did I try? Okay, so I missed this one here. Sterling with the $5 super chat. A good documentary to watch is Michael Maloney's Hidden Secrets of Money. What the U.S. is doing is nothing new. Money printing is just bound to happen. Of course. Yeah, definitely. I haven't seen it. I'll definitely check it out. I'll put it on my list. Pulse Former. Oh, my God. I had such a horrible fucking meme for that. I never posted it, dude. But damn, dude. I had a meme for Transformers. There was one point I was gonna go even harder. I had the stream set up. I was gonna go harder on Island Boys. It was like, you thought the Island Boy stream was bad. You thought I was bad, dude. I had insanity. I had memes to back, bro. It was like, if you could just imagine the shit I was gonna get. I was like, this might get my my channel flagged. Like, it was that bad. It was like, no, I shouldn't even meme. I shouldn't even say it. No, I ain't gonna say it. But Reflex RFX gonna melt faces. I don't know. I don't really own any. I think I've heard of that token and stuff. I think somebody told me about it. I'm just not in it personally. I'm just concentrating on the main coins right now. I've got a lot of altcoins to buy on some other ecosystems and stuff. I'm buying L1s right now. So I think I have what I want. I shout to Fame. Fame doing pretty good. Fame's doing pretty good. One of the coins that I sacrificed for that I thought they were really good for. Let's look what Fame's doing right now. Yeah, 78 cents, not too shabby. It's what I liked about it. What I liked about Fame is it's got a great use case. Now, do I want people to leverage trade? No. Are people going to? Yeah. Do I want people to be in relationships where they're getting beat on? No. Are they going to do it? Yeah. That was such a bad joke. I was about to say something stupid. You guys lucky. I ain't drinking the Hennessy. I'm looking at the Hennessy right now. Look at that. No, Kyle, stop. Kyle, sit down. No. I'm gonna say some fucking bad shit, dude. You better not pour me any dog water either. You better. For people who don't know, that's mixing tequila with Hennessy. But I'll definitely look more into it and stuff. But just be careful on, like, there's another token I heard, Titan X or Titan something X and stuff, that I don't know, man. That one might do some moves and stuff like that, but just be careful with all this stuff, man. If it's a small bag, make sure if you are jumping on these altcoins, Virgin Wallet. I know it's tough to get virgins out here, but in crypto it's pretty easy. Okay, Virgin Condom Wallet, which means a brand new wallet with new seed phrases, not a wallet within a wallet, a brand new wallet. You fund it with Pulse Chain. That way, if anything gets fucked up on that wallet, you only lose the money in that right there. You still got your other bags. Compartmentalize. If you are in the Hexico ecosystem, right? You should have your hex stakes over here. You should have like a trading bag, your liquid, another wallet where you trade all your hex in terms of like you do all your stakes and stuff like that. Holding bag. You should have where your Pulse Chain and Pulse Hex are at. And then you could have like another wallet for like for your bullshit, for like, low cap bullshit, right? Karn, yes. I think so, yeah. I think they're still knocking around. They're still doing stuff. I'm trying to contact the team right now too. But yeah. This is the best stream ever. I know. I'll definitely look into your token for I will. Reflux token. All right, let's keep going. Do you think Hedron hits its all-time high again? Possibly, yeah. It could possibly do so. I mean, if everything's pumping like crazy, there's so much money. People are like, "Oh, Hedron has some pump shit. I should probably buy something." Like that'll happen. So there'll be trickle-down economics. But we have to wait for Alex from Hedron. He says he's going to have some big update. He said he's going to have some big update to do with Hedron and stuff like that. I know. I've hit him up. He hasn't hit me back up, so I don't know, man. So I'm back on Dios. Let's see. New York Coin Research. Hey, what's up, G? I haven't seen in a minute. $5 super chat. Half my bags are in Pulse Chain, Pulse ecosystem. Is that too degen? No, if that's what you really like, it's fine. Now, that's a good exposure. I think that's a good exposure. Then from there, the other half, Ethereum, and then maybe some L1s. Since I know it's not your first cycle, like, not financial advice, but if I was a big brother and you're asking me, hey, Miguel, how should I split my bags up? Well, I like my Pulse Chain bags 50%. All right, chill, dude. Damn, okay, 50%. Okay, I'm not going to take a penny out of here. Better. Okay. But what about the other half? Well, I mean, I want to speculate a little bit. Okay, how about 30% Ethereum? Maybe 15 Ethereum, Bitcoin. Okay, no, by my hand. And how about the rest, the 20%, maybe 5% allocations into L1s? Okay, good. Damn, that guy's getting pissed. Oh, it's joking around, brother. All right, let's talk brides. What? Bribes? Fast Abdul. Abdul grab the rocks. That's so funny. I need some context for that. I don't really get that super chat, but sure. Let's look. But Karn, yeah, is beat still cool to stack? Yeah, obviously. After the back, yeah, it should literally the way things are right now. You should be like at most 80% Phantom, 20% alts, and because the alts are so cheap, you're buying a lot of the alt anyway. Now, if you really fuck with it heavy, then okay, you can go a little heavier, but it's sort of this. It's a little more stringent rules on that side because it's possible maybe new stuff launches on Phantom and it's not the old stuff, but it more than likely it probably will. This is my first crypto cycle. I believe Pulse Chain, Pulse XCX have to go hard. Like OG Hexagons. Hey, man, I believe you, man. It's cool. Just remember, have some Ethereum, just have some ETH, and have like a play or two outside the ecosystem. Because, like, look, what's going to happen? I promise you this. This Hexo Cristo here, this ex-Jesus talking. We are going to pump when nobody's pumping. Woo! It could be 3-4 months of just us, just nothing but net. And it could be like 4 months of nothing but down. Of just like, or not down, but just like us, like nothing happening, boring as fuck. Prices, like we're gonna hit a boring period at some point. It hasn't hit yet, but I'm saying after we have a huge increase, like maybe we go back to the SAC prices or above SAC prices, and we're like, yeah, we're like dancing, super happy, and then a flat line for a while, and we're just bored out of our mind, and people are gonna. So it's nice to have other coins so you're able to like do some stuff, and then if you see an opportunity back in that, you can then DCA back in with capital you've made from other coins, or vice versa. There's ways to do it. I still don't understand this one, but if you give me a little more explanation, Abdul, I'll grab the rocks. I'll grab them. Okay, Nova Seed. Let's see. Do you think the stablecoin of liquid loans will be able to depeg in the future? Do you know if there's a similar stablecoin LL, another chain? Well, not another chain, but the original, it's based off of liquidity. It's a great token. It hasn't unpegged. I actually, should I give him this heat?
Yeah, I think we should give him some heat.
This is some heat right here. I don't know. Type 1 in the chat if you want it. If you want this alpha, I'm not. Like, if not, press 2 if you want it for the Citadel only. I'll allow y'all to betray yourselves.
You didn't have to cut me off. Think I like it never happened, that we were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger, and I feel so loved. No, you didn't have to stoop so low. Have your friends collect your records and then change your number. I guess that I don't need that though. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know.
Damn, there's a lot of twos. This is like kind of a 50-50 here, man. Ah, shit. 911.
A lot of ones. I think one's winning.
Damn. Some guy voted Jews. 69, really, bro? Oh my god. All right, I'll give him this. But I got more heat for the Citadel, okay? All right. Okay, here we go. So obviously, you guys, I've talked about like Maker and stuff. So basically, if you guys know what some of the stuff, you guys been following some of the stuff I've been doing for the past stream since I've been back on YouTube. MakerDAO, which is the token that is the governance token that creates, DAI, which is the stable coin that Richard Hart mostly holds a lot of the SAC funds from, or not Richard Hart, but who knows who controls all that jazz, right? It's I think it's about 11 or 12% of all the DAI in existence is held by those wallets. Pretty cute. Now, the speculation, the rumors has been that Maker is going to no longer be an RC20 token and is going to fork off and become its own L1. Interesting, right? It's going to be its own L1. Now, why is that important? Watch. So it's going to become its own L1. And as this was announced, Vitalik Buterin dumped all his Maker tokens. And recently, here's the big stuff. So recently, liquidity has been doing very well lately because there's speculation that maybe Vitalik and the guys at the ETH Foundation are probably going to start pumping up liquidity. That the original token of LL on the Ethereum side to possibly be the brand new DAI. Just rumors and little things I've been putting together, but that's what it looks like to me. Interesting. Interesting. Very interesting. But what Maker is trying to do is basically they're going to take their here, let me put it. Why does everyone keep saying voting on bribes? What are you guys talking about? You guys talking about beats? My eyes. Motherfucker. There we go. All right. So if we actually look right now, right? Let's see. Where's DAI? Right now, there's $3.7 billion in DAI. There's that many tokens that exist right now. They're going to take almost 2/3 of those coins and buy U.S. treasuries with them and then start paying those yield on chain. So the big thing Maker is going to start doing is that they're going to start paying out dividends for you holding a stable coin that's actually paid from U.S. bond payments. Whoo! Pretty big stuff. So basically, so when you hold USDC and Tether, USDC, the companies Circle and Bitfinex are the ones that take all that money and don't pay you shit for it. So if you look right here, $24 billion in USDC. Stays at $1. Except they didn't peg one time. Thought I forgot, huh, motherfucker? I remember. Petrich Farm remembers. But Petrich Farm ain't gonna keep it to its motherfucking self. Let's just say a couple million DAI in USDC go into my wallet. Maybe this all goes away. But okay, so all jokes aside. So $24.5 billion of USDC, and the Circle has a substantial portion of this, of like I would probably say $10 billion plus of this is in US Treasuries. US Treasuries are paying high 4s to low 5s in interest rates. So they're making buku money. So effectively, they're making about $50 million per every $1 billion a year. So if they had, let's just say they have 10, so they're making half $1 billion a year. $500 million a year. And not paying you shit out of that. Same thing with Tether. And this is what they do. And then they take that money, then they use that and they buy Bitcoin and Ethereum. Tether does the same thing. But look at this. They have even more. They have 85.4, let's call it $85.5 billion. So let's just say half of that. Let's just say let's just say it's only 25, right? That means they make $1.5 billion a year off of US Treasuries. So that means that Tether and USDC are inflationary. So how much wood can a woodchuck wood if a woodchuck could chuck wood? 15. 33 life path. I don't know what I'm saying. But so at the very least, Tether's making like $1.5 billion a year from treasuries. They're making $500 million. And what DAI is going to do that's different is that DAI is going to start paying people. If you hold DAI on the network, you're going to be able to hold it on Ethereum still, I believe, because there's going to be a bridge and everything like that. But you'll be able to, if you hold it, you'll be able to then get that, maybe it's 4%. They'll still keep a little VIG, but they'll keep, 4% of that will be paid back to you in more stablecoin. Interesting. So this is one of the reasons why they can't do this on Ethereum. It's going to be too expensive to do it on Ethereum. Ha ha ha! And Vitalik's like, you motherfuckers. So Vitalik dumped all his Maker token. Right now, one maker right now is about $1,300. There's a circulating supply of 900,000. So there's only 1 million tokens in circulation, period. So this Maker is going to become an L1 token. First time it's ever gonna it's happened. Interesting. And if we look at liquidity, this recently has been doing pretty good. Why? Because my speculation is on this token is that more than likely it could be the Ethereum Foundation or Vitalik or so, or just some Ethereum whales. They need another stable coin on Ethereum. So they might pump this one out. It's just Ethereum mine, but hey, I'm usually always right. No, I'm good. Can you imagine I was that much of an asshole? Can you imagine? Like, he's like, you know, as a person that's always statistically right 99% of the time. Yeah. So it's all-time low, which happened about 12 months ago. Look, basically around the same time of the Bitcoin and Ethereum all-time lows, 54 cents. It's now at $1.70. It's at $1.70, so it's done pretty well. It's outpumped. I think it's outpumped Bitcoin. Is it from the bottom? Yeah, it's outpumped Bitcoin from the bottom, so it's done better than Bitcoin. I think. Let me do that math right. I might be a little off here. Yeah, they're within the range, basically. Possibly this does very well. And the cool thing is this token was released last cycle. It's been around a while. A lot more of its tokens are released, so pretty much most of its tokens in circulating supply already. The founder's a pretty good dude. Its stable coin has stayed at $1 this entire time. So it's interesting. There's a lot of like underpinnings of, there's a lot of like little stuff. And this coin, guess what? Cannot be changed because its contract code is locked. So this liquidity token's exactly how DAI used to be in the past, where this is only backed by Ethereum only. This is only backed by Ethereum only. And that's the same way and this is why liquid loans base themselves off of liquidity. So Pulse Chain will be backed by Pulse only. Interesting. So it'd be real. So if this does really well, I mean, it kind of leads to maybe LL will do pretty well as well, but we'll definitely have to see. This is very early on, you guys. I mean, this is like, I mean, it's literally it's not even $200 million market cap. So this is pretty early on. So if I'm right on this, I told you. All jokes aside. I can't believe I got you to read that, Miguel. AMA is literally ask you anything. That's right.
Not wrong.
Who else but me? Maker would be better on Pulse Chain. It's possible that Maker. This is where the cool thing is. If Maker makes some deals, Maker makes some deals. if Maker can make some deals, if not, they'll die. Shut up, Miguel. Shut the fuck up. But if that does do, it'd be really interesting to see if maybe they'll end up maybe making a bridge onto Pulse Chain. It could be, because if not, they're on their L1 and the Ethereum Foundation's abandoned them, but they've got a lot of money going around. You never know. It could happen. A lot of stuff, interesting stuff could happen. Maybe because of this, maybe DAI and the company ends up making a lot of like inroads to a lot of other ecosystems and stuff. So you might have DAI being a fair one where they go to every other ecosystem. Interesting. No, we haven't. Crypto Bindu, we've just right on time. Now, oh yeah, go to last super chats, please, before we get to the Richard Hart stream.
Okay, we got Reflex token, RFX on Pulse Chain. RFX has utility. Do your own research. Let's go.
What's that? I don't do that. I just blindly jump into everyone tells me to do. Bah! Bah! But thank you, man. I appreciate the super chat. I actually will look into the token, brother. I will. Thank you. I appreciate the super chat. Hey, Johnny, what Hex competitor? You trying to get Johnny mad? There is no second best. Funny as hell, man. What do you think about XDIC? Let me see. I don't even know what that is. XDIC. Oh, this one. Kind of looks like a bullshit ass token, to tell you the truth. It's literally Xfinity token. It says Xfinity. It's like it spells out into Xfinity token, which is like Xfinity is already pretty dog shit network anyway. But it's up a lot over the last 4 years. I mean, it's up like what? Take a zero off. It's only up 1,200x from the bottom right now. It's down a little bit off the all-time low. Let's look. Oh, is this a Japanese one, dude? Yeah, look here. Let me share the screen. This website's pretty trash. Join as a node. Open source wallet. This literally looked like it was made on it looks like 1998. It's good. It's a good 1998 website though, but you see, as a man, I can transform into this female or this female, and then become a man again. Oh my god, look at this shit. Dude, this would have been $1 billion fucking evaluation back in the fucking tech boom, bro. In the tech boom, yo, during 1999, 2001, you telling me I got this website right here and it moves, bro. He's like, yo, this is the future, brother. You don't understand, bro. Oh man, dude, this website's ridiculously long. Holy shit. Partnerships, Cooper, Avix, Solana, Circle. That's the one interesting one. So USDC is invested in this. Ramco. I'm gonna try to say this, but it's gonna be really hard. Nyang Yang. Wait. I'm gonna try really. Kyle, stop it. I need to try. Nanyang Technological University. Yeah, I'm smart. Let's keep going. All right. Jesus Christ. Garda, Free Wallet, XPRIZE, MEP, Trezor. Anyway. No, thank you. Hey, those websites worked in 2017. Hey. Yo, he right. Actually, as a matter of fact, yo, Johnny Chaos is right, dude. This would have suckered so many people in 2017. Yeah. Oh my, even 2016. My God. This would have suckered. It was so easy, bro. It's just we didn't know, man. It was so easy, bro. Man, dog. First mover advantage. That's why I don't think there will be one. Yeah. Okay, so let me see. How Jose Felix, el Señor de los Cielos, asked me like, how high do you see Ethereum bull run going? My worst case for Ethereum in terms of this bull market would be $8,000. That would be pretty bad, right? But more than likely, I believe we're going to see about $12,000 to $14,000 Ethereum for this bull market. Now, if we actually get a really good bull market, more of a because technically, in the way I look at the cycles right now, it kind of looks to me like we're going to be entering a retail cycle. But geopolitically, there's just a lot of turmoil right now, as well as the stock market. It's looking kind of weak as well. Now, if they go on a money printing spree, we're going to win, but it's going to cause a lot more problems. You think stuff's expensive, so it's the sort of thing where, like, when the prices are high, you better take profits because, man, this inflation. You think inflation's bad now? If they print money to reinflate this bubble again, the next inflation wave is going to be even crazier. You think paying $40 for Chipotle is bad now? Think about $80. I wish I had a soundboard. Dun dun dun. You think 100? You think going to the movies is $60? Watch what's on 120. It's not even IMAX.
Dang. No D-box seats.
But if we actually get the bull market we're supposed to get in Ethereum, we could get $25,000, $27,000 Ethereum. It's possible. It is possible. It just depends because this ETF could really bring a lot of money. We can actually get a lot of boomer FOMO, and these boomers are FOMOing into everything right now. The last game for the boomers right now is because real estate's in the shitter right now. So what game can they play? Stock market. It's the only thing they can play. So, man, and if Bitcoin's doing well, which it has, we bought $15,500 Bitcoin. Where's it at right now? $34,000, $35,000, $36,000, $37,000 right now. What stock's giving you that shit? It ain't Tesla. Any more super chats, Kyle?
Yeah, we got 3 more super chats.
Go ahead.
We got NY Coin Research. By the way, have you checked out the Cosmoverse? Much alpha.
Yeah, I checked out a little bit of it and stuff. I had somebody actually tell me that in the Citadel the other day and stuff. It's pretty cool. Maybe more of a deep dive later on in the future. There's still some L1, L2 webinars coming in for you guys who took the crypto mindset course. That's all I can say. Thank you, brother.
And then we got NFS.
I answered that one already. Yeah.
And then we have Yo Mammy.
Yo Mammy?
What's up with DCC on Pulse Chain? Or is it?
It's not. Okay, so yeah, there's a DCC token. That's not my token. I think you. Well, who was it? I think it was. What's that dude's name? I'm sorry. It was funding Jim. He decided out of nowhere to just make a bunch of tokens names after everybody for no reason at all. And so apparently there's like a DCC token. There's a your friend Sami token. There's a Hexologist. There's a Axes. There's a bunch of these dudes. Like, no, I think I bought a little bit of it, and I left it. I was like, this is bullet. Like, I'm just leaving this alone. This is dumb and stuff like that. Plus, the thing is too, he didn't really ask and stuff. So it's just like he just created a token out of our names, which is kind of like, come on. But I mean, hey, I think he was trying to do an experiment to see like who's the most popular influencer. Let's see which coin pumps more and stuff, But it is what it is. I don't know.
And then we have Obi-Wan Kenobi and IL Nil. Hey mate, when calculating the percent spread of portfolio, is it best to use the average cost basis, or do we change what we DCA into based on our current prices?
That is a very good question. Now,
love your work.
If you're getting in recently, I'd probably do it based off of current prices. But if it's been around for a while and stuff like that, it'd have to be as an average of like the rest of the average cost basis of the portfolio and stuff like that. Though it's really how you like. The thing is like here's the problem: is like you do either one, you are kind of smudging the numbers in the direction you like, right? So there's human nature there, right? Because if I do the average cost basis, cool, like I've already allocated here and I'm there. But then if you do the actual prices right now, like let's just say as an example, right? If you did like your average cost basis and you have like 40% of your portfolio in the Hex ecosystem, but you look at the current prices, you're like, you're gonna make 20%, and then you're like, and you did that because you wanted to FOMO into other stuff. And that's perfectly fine. But you have to look at both because it could skew percentages like a little bit here and there. And for me, I just keep stacking. But you have to just watch that because there is a little bit of human nature there where like you'll go towards the number that can nudge you a little extra. You can get more like it's like, yeah, if I do this number, I'm only 40%, but I do this number, I'm 30%. That's actually means I'm actually underwater right now. I need to actually buy more. Right? So, it is what, but hey, but personally, I always do it based off of current prices. That's what I do it. But I get the whole average, you can do it that way as well. Totally fine.
Tales from the crypto with
hey,
$1 super chat.
Appreciate it, brother.
And then we have Avidian Hex 5555. DCC real talk. Is it possible the bull market does not continue to 2025 and we just get a top in 2024?
Trapping those holders? Yes, that's actually possible. Yep. It's actually no one will say that, but it's possible. Yes. This is why there will be a time in 2024 that we'll probably take a little bit of profit off the table and see where it goes. And if it's like, oh, fuck, it is falling off a cliff, then we'll take profits. But when we cross that bridge, you better be in the Citadel. You better in the crypto mindset courses because, man, I'll be sounding the alarm. I'll be like, wait, I was going to do it. No, that song didn't make sense. I was going to do some other song, but yeah. I was thinking of like that song by Lil Wayne, The Police Officer, wee. But it just sounded super sus. But yeah, like I'll be sounding the alarms going like, hey, you guys, just took 20% off the table here at the tippy top here. Let's see what happens. And if we start seeing into 25, like, oh, it's heading down, shit, it's over. Then, yeah, like that. But I appreciate the super chat, brother. Man, you guys super chatting me so much I can't get to the Richard Hart video. It is what it is, I guess. It is an AMA. First time watching and already loving you, man. Oh, thank you, no homo. Appreciate it, brother. Welcome aboard, man. You better like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, man. 211 you guys watching me. Hey, I appreciate you, brothers, man. I'm here for you guys. Let me tell you this. I was one of the few only Hexicans that kept streaming, bro. It was me, Coffee, and Discourse Syndicate. So I wasn't watching Somi earlier, but probably Somi was probably streaming as well. There wasn't many hexagons streaming during the bear market. Let me tell you that, man. The real no, bro. Who didn't abandon you? I didn't abandon you. The real one, the real hexagons didn't abandon. I'm trying to give daps to everybody who kept streaming. A lot of the people who were popping in 2021, man, they fucked off. Yeah, Hexologist too. Hexologist, Maddie, thank you so much, Maddie as well. There was one other Crypto Cabana as well. Shout out to him. It was a great show. I think that was it. I think then now shows are starting to come back and stuff like that, but it's pretty. RH Max, yeah, Corey, Pulse Nation. I haven't really watched Pulse Nation, but yeah, but I believe you guys when it comes to that stuff. That sounds like a lot of people, but actually compared to how many people before, now people have come back. People are starting to come back now, but yeah, definitely.
And then we got a Finley Hopkins with a £2 super chat. What dates do you expect the next bull run?
We're already in it. As soon as look, so if you're a normie, if you're bigger, stronger, and sadder, if you're a normie, the bull market doesn't start until we pass the all-time high of Bitcoin. If that's the case, these fuckers miss half of the fucking run plus. It's insane. David Feder, of course. G. Oh, we're going to be having a flash webinar with Crypto Feder pretty soon as well. So much for anyone who took the crypto mindset courses. We got a lot of heat coming for you guys. It's coming up. Me and Charlie just been back on the streaming schedule, but next week we're going to have some heat for you guys. We're going to have a lot of webinars for you guys in the crypto mindset courses. Crypto mindset part Dukes beginning soon. Let's just see. What was this talking about, Kyle? Oh, yeah. We're already in the bull market already, Kyle. And Kyle. If Kyle doesn't know we're in the bull market already, I'm like, damn it, Kyle.
Sitting here soaking all this information up.
Right. Front row seat, Kyle. Front row seat. But anyway,
hit
so
the like button or I'll run.
Yeah, so we've already started the bull run already, but if you counted how normies count it, not until Bitcoin passes 69,000. All right, let me do some backwards math on this. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. Okay, let me share my screen. Let me show you guys. Let me show you guys what the normies miss. Like how much time to accumulate. It's so stupid. This is why they get wrecked so bad, because we have so much longer to be in the stew and rising to the top, and they don't get in until the shit starts bubbling. And this is why they get
no stickers.
Now, this is the Bitcoin price chart. Some of you guys don't know about it. But I specifically have it for 2019 to a little bit of 2022. The bottom was in February of 2019. That's when the bull market started for us. But if I'm being legitimate, it's probably early 2020s when it started. It really it felt like a bull market. But look at this. We started accumulating all through this. Wow, it pumped up a little bit. Oh no, it crashed back down. We got another chance to buy low again. And at what point did we cross 20,000? The last all-time high for Bitcoin was when? So we did not cross 20,000 until December of 2020. So literally, we were accumulating and buying the bottom and actually in gains 2 years. Then these fuckers in 2021 finally are in the bull market. And as we know, it topped out. It topped out in May, April, dumped back down, popped back up in November, and it was over. And for most coins now, if you were in other altcoins like Jewel and Phantom and stuff, the bull market lasted way longer and stuff. Technically, our guys are still making money until March of 2022. But for most people, the average user in Bitcoin or in Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all these other alts it was down only from November of 2021. And so November, so basically these guys had a 11-month bull market. We had a 2-year and 11-month bull market. No, okay, I'll be really precise here. We had a 2-year and 9-month bull market. They had a 11-month bull market. Now, I'm gonna put it in this terms right here for you guys, okay? Let me just do the math on this just to be correct. Okay. Oh, look at that. It's almost magic, bro. Now, I don't know. It ended up being 33 months. I don't know what magic that shit was. Yo, I'm just saying. A 33-month bull run or an 11th-month bull run. You want 66% less bull run?
You were getting this info from a 33.
You didn't have to cut me off. Think I like it never happened, that we were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger and I feel so loved. No, you didn't have to stoop so low. Have your friends collect your records and then change your number. I guess that I don't need that though. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know.
Are you worried about her location, player? You know she with me. Quit bothering us. It's purple.
It's purple. Put the screen back up, Kyle. So from February of 2019 to November of 2021, a 33-month bull market. Now, I'll be honest with you. It didn't feel like a bull market until a year, like we were, in terms of the hopefulness, February of 2020 is when the bull market, like prices were, like we were like in altcoin season and like DeFi summer and all this other stuff. But still, we were buying Bitcoin at the all-time lows, buying Ethereum at below $100. I bought $78 Ethereum. I bought $80 Ethereum. I bought $100 Ethereum, and I kept buying. I bought Bitcoin at 3,300. I literally bought the lows. I bought Litecoin at $22. This is facts. I went from Mexican DCC to it's purple. Stop bothering her. She's with us. Yikes. And this is what I'm talking about. So let's just say it's the same cycle. Right? Wow, that was magic. So the all-time, God damn it. So, okay, the all-time, let's just say, okay, let's just go. The all-time low of Bitcoin and Ethereum, it looks like so far, was in November of 2022. Okay? So that means 22. We're now in November of this year. What did I say? It was a year after the low where it really started feeling like a bull run. Yo, Miguel, bro, that's scary, fool. Damn, fool. That's fucking scary, fool. Damn, fool. I can't believe you fucking the big homie Zorro. Dude, look at that shit. Isn't it crazy? Like, think about it. Like, history repeating itself. It's just rhyming a little bit. The months are different, but it's repeating itself. Look at that. Like buying the best prices ever. What did I say? It's right now. It's buying like killing fish in a barrel. You're just shotgunning everything. But we bought Bitcoin at 15,000. We bought Ethereum at $800. Some of you guys got 700. Fuck you guys. But you guys are making, dude. I did that stream. It's like, hey, Miguel, you woke up late today. You didn't buy $700 Ethereum. And I was like, no. Fucking assholes. I was getting shit on by my own chat, deservingly so. It's fine. I was like, fuck you guys. I bought it at 840. I don't care. But still, a year later, it's starting to feel like Christmas. Where are we at now? Now pull the screen up again. Boom. Oh, sorry. I thought you had it. My bad. I wasn't on it. My bad. $34,000 Bitcoin. Ethereum's at $1,800. Tether's still at $1. Incredible. even RXRP pumped somewhat. Let's see. That made me laugh. Let's see. 40 cents. Okay, let me back here. 40. Damn, this barely pumped at all. Damn. It's pumped 20 cents in the. Get the fuck out of here, XRP. Fucking L, bro. Okay, let's go Solana Summer for a minute. Okay. Yeah, $14. 30. You see, this had a pump. Okay, good. You see? Fucking bullshit ass XRP. Get the fuck out of here. Cardano, right? Let's go to Cardano. Let's go to our boy Cardano, right? Recently, dude, its low is actually recently too. It actually went 2 cents lower than its low. But where's it at now? Even this has done some moves recently. This literally recently just did exactly what XRP did, even more. But that's what I'm telling you. There's time to accumulate Cardano, right? But this is what I'm talking to you about. Chainlink's done something via, like, now put me back down. Okay. So if we're to wait a year, that means this next year is going to be really nice. And then you get a little extra on top of that. So maybe the all-time high is sometime in the summer or later or late or quarter 3 of 2025. But who else was here telling you, all 250 you guys live watching right now, to buy? Now, I'm not blind to it. If I do see that, like, fuck, we might get fucked over with legislation. Like, what I truly see happening, if I'm being just really Eduardo, Kyle, you might have to ban Eduardo Mendoza with his bullshit. You better say sorry. I want sorry in the chat. I better see sorry in the chat, Eduardo.
I'm about to give you that 30-minute ban,
Dog.
I'm picking up my phone right now. I'm switching accounts. I'm getting there.
This boy's playing with fire. Might make this Eduardo Mendoza into Eduardo Mendudo. Anyway. Banhammer's loading. Dude, I got so mad I forgot what I was talking about. Oh my God. Wait, hold up. Okay. Got it. Jesus Christ, bro. Just derailing the whole fucking stream.
Put him on a 1-minute ban.
So,
I'll let him sit in the sorry.
Yeah, let him sit in this fucking stew of bullshit. You should feel deep shame. Not even joking around. Don't even joke around about bullshit like that. That's fucking. It's like, I'm gonna get a single mom pregnant. No. Anyway, all right. So back to what I was talking about before I was so fucking rudely interrupted. All in on legislation. So here's what's gonna. So more than likely, we won't really. The only legislation we'll have next year is just we're gonna have some soft stuff coming out for stable coins, and I predict that's more coming in quarter 2, quarter 3 of next year. But if Trump is gonna win. Let me say it again. When Trump wins, right? The one thing I could see happening is that in January or February, they let the stock market take a shit. That's the big thing. And maybe that ends up kind of ruining a part of the cycle. And then the only hope we'd have there is that then maybe we decorrelate sometime in the summer of 25 and then pump up. But we'll have to, this is contingency plans we have to be careful for, because it's true. These Democrats are fucking assholes, and I could see them trying to let the stock market crash, because we've technically been in a recession since the middle of 2022 until the White House changed what it's always historically been: 2 consecutive quarters of negative GDP growth equals a recession. We've been in a recession since the middle of 2022. So it's very interesting, you guys. Just interesting. So we're going to play it by ear. 2024 should be a really decent year, right? It's going to be there's some ups and downs and stuff like that, but still, we should. I mean, it's going to be really. I think it's going to be really, really awesome, you guys. So I'm glad you guys are here with us right now. But so it's going to be. I mean, dude, we're going to make some money, you guys. It's going to be nice. So just remembering all that stuff is you pack your bags right now. The normies aren't in. You're in before the Bitcoin ETF. The normies will start getting the fast normies. Like if you look at the Pareto principle, the guy's just a little bit on the smart side, barely, are gonna be like, oh my God, I'm gonna jump into Bitcoin and Ethereum. You know, they're these like when this Bitcoin ETF passes, outside of the big, because we're gonna get a pump and then a dump down, of course, right? There's a good chance Bitcoin's going to be sitting at $40,000 to $51,000. That's where the pump could go. We're right now $3,000 higher than the 10-minute pump that we had from like the fake listing from the CoinDesk guy. Yeah, sure. Post that up. Yeah. Let me go back. Read it, Kyle.
Yeah, it says Charlie Carroll asks, can you talk about why you and Charlie don't like Filecoin or the shady stuff with it? I hear it's a great project, patent, etc. Love the research you guys do.
So this is mostly based off of like real life experience that Charlie personally has kind of dealt with it. So a lot of the tactics that they were using in China and in Hong Kong were pretty shady stuff that they were doing, allegedly. That, you know, they're basically hiring Chinese and Japanese hookers, real true story, to shill old Japanese and old Chinese men mining hardware business, and I would imagine a rug and tug along with it. Ain't lying yet. And that's one ways they were able to FOMO people into getting into the mining hardware side of it, as well as getting to buy into the ICO of it. Bros, I'm literally saying this with a straight face. That's real. I know we're hungry for gains, bro, but like, goddamn, I'm gonna hire a bunch of Thai hookers. No. Our coin's different. I hired Thai hookers. You hired Japanese hookers. Completely different tokenomics.
See, we're not pain pushers.
Yeah, man. So that's one thing, right? And then two, it's the coin just hasn't performed very well. There was a lot of VCs that came in. They're just basically, just were market dumping this whole time and stuff like that. So it's kind of maybe at one point it can. Hopefully its tech is real and stuff like that, because it could. The main problem with it is like, yeah, it could just, the main thing about these on blockchain storage facilities learning is because it's there to maybe possibly disrupt, Google services, right? Or Google or Amazon web services, right? But it's just not there yet. And on top of that, more people have to know about blockchain. Like right now, we're lucky if we have, we're probably at like maybe 1%, maybe 0.5% of the world population is actively using crypto. At the bottom of the market, only 10% of the entire world population was using crypto at the bottom of the market. In November of 2022, only 0.1% of the world population was using crypto. At the top of the market in 2021, there was 4.5%. Only real DeFi users. There's legitimately less. There was less than 1 million people using DeFi. And we were one. When you say 1 in a million, yeah. So me and Charlie were getting like 1,000, 2,000 views. Like legitimately, you guys were probably 1 or 2% of the entire DeFi population at the time. Seriously, it's that crazy. And when you don't have money, time is your friend. So this is why that first year, that it's not the sexy year. The November of 2022 to November of now was not that sexy. Well, the last 2 months have been pretty tight. But no, wait, come on. Here you go. It'd be cool, bro. Like, all right, the last 10 months have been dog shit, but this last 2 months was pretty tight. I will say, fuck, man. We'll probably get some action, man. We'll probably get some fucking altcoins, EHEX pumping, PHEX pumping, and shit. Look at it. I gotta get my fucking Ray Charles glasses and shit. But that's just. I'm never gonna get to this fucking stream. Well, you guys were fucking asking for super chats and asking for sauce, bro. So it's like, it is what it is, right? But stick with bribes. No, what is up with the bribe stuff? Like, I don't understand. You guys are talking about beats or something? Like, I'm lost with the bribe stuff.
No hookers.
Bribe, like,
Filecoin.
Yeah, with Filecoin and stuff like that. Yeah. How much time do we have to buy heavy? This is actually a really important one right here. You have a Daffy Duck. How much time do we have to buy heavy? You still have time, okay? Share my screen again, Kyle. Okay. Put the chat. Put that. You can put it down. Thank you. So right now we're at 30. Let's just call it $35,000 Bitcoin, right? Just a round number. Y'all best get all your Bitcoin below 40,000. You guys have up. So because I believe Ethereum is going to pump much better, much higher and stuff. You have more time to accumulate Ethereum. you guys here in the chat right now, you guys better be buying all your fucking Ethereum under 3,000 goddamn dollars. Now, a year from now, I'm going to have to give different advice for different people at different stages of the markets. But you guys, you and your wife, you should be buying all your Ethereum below $3,000, especially under $2,000 fucking dollars. Bitcoin, there's barely any time, bro. It's like 40,000. It's like 40,000 bucks. If you really stretch it, I'm saying this is a stretch, 44,000, because look, it's all-time high is 69 grand, bros. You got to leave a little juice for the, like, this is why I was telling people to buy under 20,000, because 20,000, if it goes to 100 grand, that's a 5x. If it goes to 120, 140, if it goes to $160,000 a cycle, right? Bitcoin, that's an 8x on 20 G's. Damn. Okay, that's some gains on BTC. That's some boomer gains. Fuck yeah. Ethereum, $800. It goes to 8,000. That's a 10x. If it goes to $14,000, it's a lot more X's. It's a lot more X's. So there's still time to buy Ethereum because Ethereum's going to be making more multiples. But for Bitcoin, we're closing in. We got $10,000 left. It goes $10,000 higher, and I got to tell you guys, no. Unless you made a bunch of, like, if you bought an altcoin or you bought, let's just say some coin you held went up a crazy amount and you took profits in Bitcoin, hey, that's fine. I'm not talking about profits from another coin. I'm talking about you taking your DCA dollars and buying into Bitcoin. Bro, time's almost up. Time is almost up. You got a little more time on Ethereum, but one little pump, and look, the next little pump, right? That when Bitcoin goes to 40 grand, Bitcoin will be sitting at $27,000, $2,700. So even though we have a little more time on Ethereum, it could quickly just get back to $3,000. So to give you guys a chance, I'm saying $3,400. So here, I'll put it in the chat. All right. $44,000 Bitcoin and $3,400 ETH. Those are the levels for guys right here. Then after that, you're concentrating more on your L1 plays and stuff that hasn't pumped, Pulse Chain, and other places. Now, if you're brand new to the space, you still got to get your position. I understand. So yeah, a person that's brand new to space maybe just gets the size of position and that's it. But bro, time's a ticking, you guys. You have a little more time with Ethereum, but Bitcoin's the next pump. Bitcoin's there. Maybe a pump and a half, and Ethereum's there. Time's ticking. Oh, Henry, yeah. What's up with the Hex site? I'm trying to unstake. I'm trying to get a 401 page. 407, 408. Yeah. So basically, Richard made the site like you have to run your own code to actually run it and stuff. So let me see if I can actually show it on this site. What? Oh, my bad. Okay, so I will show you guys. So if you were to go to gohex.com, go in or whatever, right? It's going to lead you to this. What you do is you, depending if you got Windows or you got MacBook or Linux or any of these things, right? You like, let's just say you have a Windows computer. You hit this one, you download it. It'll show up under a file under your downloads. You click, it'll look like a little folder. You click it. There's going to be another folder in there. You click on that, and then the Hex website, you're running it on your own computer, and then you just connect your wallet, and now you can stake and unstake your stuff on your own computer. No need to use anyone's front end. The Icosa one still works. So Icosa.pro still works. There's a lot of other front ends. I personally have downloaded it, and just so I'm able to run it myself, just in case. But I'm still using other front ends because it's just easier, right? But it's good to know this. So you just run it from your desktop, and there's instructions right here of what you need to do. So definitely go read it, but it's really easy. Just click this and go into your downloads, and then you can literally just run it. You can just make a quick little shortcut on your desktop page. Boom, boom, boom. Easy as that. And now no one can shut down hex.com. You can always stake and unstake your stuff decentralized, running 100% uptime on both fucking chains. Hit a Pepe, Kyle, with the quickness. Damn, you're fucking up.
Didn't have to cut me off. Think I like it never happened, that we were nothing. I don't even need your love, but you treat me like a stranger, and
Kyle.
Y'all trying to take my job? All right.
You see, you let immigrants in here, they take Kyle's job. No, you have to step it out. That's so funny, dude. Yeah, make a short evergreen video showing the Hex server download. Yeah, I probably will end up doing that. I'll do it a little bit later and stuff, but I'll upload one of those things as well, just to show people how to do it. Also, on a lot, share the website again. Right here, we go. There we go. Cool. So you can also click on a lot of these other community sites. These all work. Literally, Gold Pulse, Icosas, Apex, Backup Hex, Hex Crypto, Hex Chart, Etherscan. You can do through Etherscan as well. A little more complex, but you still can do it. Icos is probably the way to do it, or Apex or Gold Pulse and stuff like that. All these work. Just the one, if Richard was touching that Richard maybe had a control of, didn't allow them as an attack vector. Smart. Is there a Richard Hart interview? As a matter of fact, this is a perfect way to actually segue into it. I will now be going into the Richard Hart stream, our reaction of it. An hour and 45 minutes in. Incredible.
I'm upside down. Yeah.
Right there. Yeah. So you can find this. I'll probably upload this on my own YouTube channel as well. But I've got the link to this video right here. That's on the Hexologist's stream. So yeah, definitely give him a like and a follow.
Hello, everybody. Richard Hart here. I hope you heard about.
And I will be occasionally pausing it and stuff like that to like go in between and stuff like just like kind of like the Fed breakdowns and stuff. I am also an expert of one of many experts and stuff like that on Richard Talk. I listen to all his streams and stuff and everything like that, like years and stuff. So I'm not saying I'm the foremost expert, but I'm highly coveted.
About Sam Bankman-Fried's trial, he was convicted. He was found guilty on all charges. Now
110 years, you guys. But they will not give so he's convicted on all 7 charges. It's 110 years combined if he gets maximum sentencing, but they might not give him that max sentencing. So I think he could get 25 at least, or 20 and stuff like that. That'd be some bullshit. You imagine he's like convicted on all 7 charges, 110 years, and they give him like 5 years. Can you imagine? Dang. And definitely hit the like button, subscribe if you're not already subscribed, you guys. Come on.
Well, this is in one way a vindication for all of the things that I've been promoting, where cryptocurrency was invented to get rid of middlemen. Don't pick up pennies in front of freight trains. Don't give your keys to somebody else. But in another way, it's actually a sad story for crypto, because the bankruptcy, they're just selling the coins. So I don't know how that furthers cryptocurrency or helps the movement. But yeah, so while it's nice that laws exist and they're enforced, and sometimes people that do evil are caught, it's not so nice that they then dump on your head. It's not as great. Maybe there's some upside I'm not thinking about. Yeah, but in the end, when people celebrate cryptocurrencies going bankrupt, like so many that I've warned you about, I warned you about Celsius. They went bankrupt. Mashinsky's in jail. I faced him in live stream.
Sold the top. Sorry. Sorry.
Told him, not your keys, not your coins. This industry was invented to get rid of middlemen. You're a middleman. You want to take people's custody away from them. And it's not really custody. That's something else I've been trying to get everyone to use better language. The language that we, people that were so early in cryptocurrency, have used to try and make it easier for new people to understand this, life-changing computer science breakthrough, cutting-edge technology, those shortcuts in language are now being used against the cryptocurrency industry. So when people wanted to understand, what's a wallet? Wallets don't actually exist. It's a lie. It's misleading. In the real world, a wallet is what you put physical things into. In cryptocurrency, there are no physical things. In digital assets, there are no physical things. They're digital. So if, well, you can't have a physical representation of something digital like a CD, but that's not what cryptocurrencies are. So if you have a wallet, it's actually a keychain, and you can make a copy of your wallet, and it makes a copy of your keys, and that analogy holds. But the analogy with a normal wallet, can you make a copy of your wallet, and does your money get copied? Probably illegal. So, there's a difference between data and.
Now, this part right here that Richard's going to talk into is like pretty important. It's just kind of going into the different types of just language that's used. And sometimes I've even had to do this myself where I have to explain things wrong, but that way people understand what's. So it's like I'm explaining what's going on anyway at the end result, but I'm not explaining how to get there basically. But it's so like this is how this works and this works. Oh, okay, understood that. And then from there, through like following me, doing the courses and stuff, they're like, oh, I understand the rest of it now. I got it. But it's to get them to understand like, oh, this is how I do it. So he's really going over quite a lot of your coins never really move. It's just the ownership of the keys is basically what changes. So it's like we're all holding a keychain, but we're using words like custody and my coins removed and this and stuff. That's kind of how he gets into it and stuff like that. So yeah.
Printed currency. There's a difference between data and coins. And so a centralized database that you know a key to is vastly different than having custody of something. Vastly different. And, the government is running into huge problems with misunderstanding. And it's screwing up their execution on the intention to write good rules or good law because they just don't understand the technology. And you guys are part to blame. Yeah, you guys. And even a little bit me. So I said, you heard me use the word custody a minute ago, and then I had to stop myself because you get used to these habits of imprecise language. You cannot custody a cryptocurrency. You can just know a key. And you can't even use that key to move coins, and there aren't coins, and they don't move. They're sitting in the same chain they always were. The same database. Database didn't change. You just updated some values in it. So there isn't any such thing as transfer. There isn't any such thing as custody. These are all mistakes of understanding that now are coming to bite the industry, and we have to do better. We have to educate better.
This is going to be really difficult because we've already it's in the vernacular already. We're like, my coins were drained from my wallet. This was doing this. This is doing, and that's the way. So all the UIs and all the wallets lend to that world when that's not really what's happening. But even Richard's like, damn, it's going to be tough to be able to move away from this. But I don't know what hopefully we are able to move it over time and stuff, but this is going to be a really tough call because what ends up happening is that it isn't like our community is just crypto only users. We're just crypto punks in terms of that, right? Cyberpunks. We're in brackish water. We're getting boomer money. We're getting people that traditionally come from the equity space, people with money and stuff like that. And in the business space, it's been they're used to having accounts on retirement accounts, 401ks, self-directed IRAs in the traditional world, and we're having to move vernacular around for them, as well as we've had to even though it's not explaining it correctly, we've been mis-explaining this stuff for so long that it's become the vernacular now, and it's like, fuck, we're in a little bit of a problem there.
So you do not have a wallet, you have a keychain. You cannot custody cryptocurrency. You can only know the key, and you can only update the database. That's it. And here's the funny part. You can't even update the database. The only people that can update the database are miners and validators. So unless you're a miner or validator, you can just ask nicely or maybe include a fee to somebody to include you in the database. Even knowing the keys doesn't allow you to update the database. So there's so many levels of misunderstanding. And it would be, if there wasn't such an attack on the industry, or if there wasn't so much misunderstanding, and if the misunderstandings weren't being used for evil, it wouldn't be that bad. But they are being used for evil. Elizabeth Warren is in Congress saying that very bad dudes are raising hundreds of millions of dollars with crypto. And then the math gets checked. And no, actually, that was off by almost 100%. It was off by 99%. Yeah, so you just lied 100x to Congress. That's not good, you know? And who's responsible for that? In part, these people that for a living steal your privacy from you. That's not great. You have a right to be free of unreasonable search and seizure in the United States. It's called the Fourth Amendment. You have a right to privacy by the United Nations and signatories to their documents. You know, you can go on Wikipedia and look up your rights to privacy. You have a right to privacy, and you know who really, really understands the right to privacy? Governments, because they do everything they can to keep stuff private from you. Which is funny, is they're public entities, but you know, you're lucky that a Freedom of Information Act was even passed, and you're lucky that they reply with any documents because, man, governments love their privacy. So they and anyone that ever doubts the value of privacy, you're like, well, okay, a couple things. One, I'll have your email password now. Two, I'd like to see your search history. Three, hey, take your clothes off. Let's see what's up. Why not? Since you don't think privacy matters. So if you don't think privacy matters, you're probably not a good human, and you're not in line with what the founding fathers enshrined in the documents that have allowed America to do as well as it has. So, yeah, privacy is a human right, and people that villainize it and demonize it so often have skeletons in their closet that come out when their privacy gets beat. So you're like, hey, isn't that weird? The people that hate privacy the most have so much to hide. Odd. So, yeah, in summary, Sam Bankman-Fried's conviction, probably good for justice. I'm not sure. You know, when you look at the United States and you think, here is a nation that has the highest rate of incarceration of any nation in the history of mankind, and you think to yourself, is that good? Because what happens to the people that get put in jail? You pay for people to guard them. You pay to feed them. You pay to house them. You pay to...
Look, Richard right now is just trying to FUD my prison bags right now. I would just please listen to this with a grain of salt, because I have a lot of money in private, prison stocks and stuff like that. So just please be careful, Richard.
Clothe them. You pay for a lot of stuff. They're no longer productive members of society, by and large. So incarcerating people, it might be good for the prison industrial complex, bottom line, profit, but it's probably not so good for society at large. And when you profitize people being in jail, you want repeat business as a company. So why would you? And they have a fancy word for this. It's called recidivism. I don't even know if I said it right. And it basically means that people that commit crime and go to jail are more likely to return and be repeat customers for the prison industrial complex. In the United States, there was actually a judge that went to jail in a scandal called Kids for Profit or something, where he would get paid by the kid that he sent to juvenile prison. If you can put a judge in jail, man, he must have really made some bad errors. And it happens, right? It's just like you saw in Ross Ulbricht's case. The FBI tried to steal his coins and flee the country. Literally, the FBI agents. People forget this. You're like, hey, wait a second. That's not enforcing the law. What's going on here? So I don't think that the Sam Bankman-Fried case it's a partial victory in that a bad guy isn't able to do bad as much as he was. So that's nice. It's not really a victory for the prices of those cryptocurrencies that are being dumped by the bankruptcy trustees. And it's not a victory for public awareness of crypto, because everyone associated Sam Bankman-Fried with crypto. They could have as easily associated him with funding Democrats, because that's what he did with so many hundreds of millions of dollars. I think it was hundreds of millions. Who knows? Maybe it was only deca millions.
Good. Yeah. So yeah, it was hundreds of millions of dollars, but they also gave money to the Republicans as well. So it was actually twice as much money as whatever money they gave to the Democrats. They gave like 90% of that also to the Republicans. But it was Sam Tripp, or the second in command, Sam, that was the one that ended up handling the Republican side. So they were funding both sides of the aisle.
But he didn't get associated with funding Democrats. He got associated with crypto. It's really weird because he's the opposite of crypto. But it wasn't the opposite of donating, right? His donations spent as well as everybody else's donations. But the things he did with crypto were the opposite of crypto. Not your keys, not your coins. Don't pick up pennies in front of freight trains. And it's a little bit weird that that the Bahamas has to rely on the United States to do its law enforcement for it, because I'm not an expert, but I think that company was based in the Bahamas. Well, I begged you not to send your money to middlemen. I begged you to not pick up pennies in freight trains. I begged you to reduce your counterparty risk, which is why cryptocurrency was invented. And I've been shown right over and over and over and over again through all the failures, all the arrests, all the bankruptcies. While, mind you, the things I've invented that follow the true core principles of cryptocurrency, of decentralization, of self-reliance, of no middlemen, they've operated flawlessly for years. Hex has operated flawlessly for years while everything else around it has failed so often. Pulse Chain has launched and operated flawlessly for 5 months now. I don't know what you're supposed to do to win any harder. I think it's funny that people still listen to losers in cryptocurrency. If you are owed money by the FTX estate, you might not want to run your mouth about how to save people because you got yourself wrecked. If you are owed money from Celsius, you might not want to run your mouth because you got yourself scammed. And you probably promoted it and probably got other people scammed, or at least didn't speak out as loudly against it as I did. I faced these people in person. In person digitally. I faced Mashinsky live and explained to him how what he was doing is the opposite of why crypto was invented. I was right. He was wrong. And then the people that get listened to in this space are just wild. People listen to ex-convicts. I don't know, man. I don't want to be the guy. So first of all, I only known one ex-convict in my life. I haven't known many, but I knew one guy.
Hey, Mika. So this is a pretty interesting sort of thing when it comes. What he's saying is like, kind of like so once a grifter, always a grifter. Like once an alcoholic, always an alcoholic, a little bit, right? But it is kind of crazy that like this, like we're really an accepting community, but like we do definitely need to start calling out some of these fucking bullshit ass grifters, like some of these fuckers who like shilled out all these bullshit ass tokens on Pulse Chain. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna really debate whether just start saying names and just started calling and shaming these fuckers. But like, there's people who were like literally caught for scams from back in the day that we allowed them in the community, and they've literally done is just launch more scams and bullshit, and they just still get to operate, which is horseshit, and we should know better by now. We give people second chances, but carefully. Like, hey, it's cool, but hey, we can't trust you when it comes to like coins and stuff that much. But hey. But it's old habits are hard to break, right? And this is some pretty real shit, like a person that's been I would say the alcoholics have been one I've seen where people have been able to turn it around. But when it comes to drugs, I know a lot of people that are big drug addicts that like they still are not 100% right, and maybe for social stuff and like in life, for most of life, it should be okay. But when it comes to financial stuff, if they've done financial bullshit, bros, they'll probably do it again. So there.
Guy that was an ex-convict, and he was a nice guy. He was a good guy, that did some bad stuff. So I'm not an expert on ex-convicts. Maybe to the best of my knowledge, known one in my life. But I think in general, if a person has done very bad things, you have to look out and watch out. I'll give you an example. there's a tweet hidden on the Richard Hart Twitter somewhere about giving people a second chance, but watching out because they might fall back into their old habits. There was a time when Ben Armstrong, promoted a lot of bad stuff or stuff that I wouldn't like. And then he kind of changed his tune and he stopped doing that. And he started trying to get, better laws passed. And he started to call out the, crap going on with the FTX. And he went down to the Bahamas and tried to investigate.
This is true too. Like Martin Shkreli calling out Richard Hart is kind of crazy as well. There's a lot of other stuff as well. Like, and I like Martin Shkreli and stuff. I think it's like, but still, it's just, yeah. Honestly, I think he would have got away with it. Like in terms, like I don't think he wouldn't have gotten in trouble. It's just like they needed someone to lambast, basically, right? And he was an easy target and stuff. But the guy works pretty hard and stuff like that as well. He's poor, guy from a poor background, worked his way up, ran his own pharmaceutical company. Super smart guy when it comes to biostocks and stuff, biotech stocks and stuff like that. But yeah, him calling Richard Hart is crazy. Also, too, he doesn't come from crypto at all, and this is not doesn't mean he can't get like educated in the space, but there's no way that dude has the same experience as Richard Hart, as well as many of us, even in the chat here when it comes to crypto. Now, maybe with human nature, yeah, but not the space.
And tried to actually help people get screwed over less by the guy. And those were, I believe, honest endeavors. And so the tweet at the time was, people that did bad stuff can start to do good stuff, but you got to watch out because they can get back into bad stuff again. And so what happened with Ben is unfortunate because he fell back into drugs. And now, he's selling a paid indicator, and he's selling his Rolex, and he's selling his Lambo, or it might not even been his Lambo. I'm not sure the whole story on it. And so, we keep getting these kind of lukewarm, not so great examples of, look, Richard Hart was right again, but it's unfortunate that the things he's predicting are kind of a story that we've seen 1,000 times before. People, when tempted, very, very often will fall for that temptation. So it's unfortunate. It's sad. And guess what, guys? I'm the rock. I'm the giving tree. I am here. I am promoting the things that will make the world a better place. They are working. The things that I have invented or the ideas that I have come up with are working flawlessly. Nearly all of them. I called the Bitcoin top at 65K. Now it's 34K. I said, 2 weeks after the last Bitcoin top, Ethereum crashed. And then 2 weeks after my Bitcoin top call was right, Ethereum crashed. Ethereum's down 64, 65%. Bitcoin's down 50%. Everyone else told you Bitcoin was going to 100K. Now, I think Bitcoin will eventually get there. Now, I'm not a professional. I'm not a financial advisor. Do your own research. Not financial advice. All the litany of disclaimers I have to give you because my free speech is crippled. My First Amendment rights are being chilled and living in terror, as are everyone else on the internet, right? I did a hand washing video on how to wash your hands properly when COVID was busier, and got my channel banned. Okay, I guess I should have taught people how to wash their hands. Yeah. So I warned you about people falling into old habits. I warned you about counterparty risk and middlemen. You guys got all your coins jacked. Not that there are actually coins, your database values. It's going to be hard to upgrade this language in real time, man. It's easier to keep it right in writing, but in real time language, it's a little bit harder. And, the industry is still full of scumbags. So let's take coin market cap. Are they still lying about Hex's market cap? Yep. CoinGecko still pretending that the coin doesn't have market cap. Yep. People you're just like, it has been reported to me that people say things that don't make any sense, like, that Richard Hart, he disappeared. You're like, really? Am I not here? That's funny, because I wake up and I work really hard until I fall asleep, and I do it every day, and I don't take any days off, and I focus on getting things done, and I'm getting the results. And we have 2 weeks more on the IRS rule because I made it popular to comment on. And now I think it's got 40,000 plus comments, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was more. Now, I hope that those comments are relevant and substantive and not just copy pasting the same crap, because I don't think 100 copies of the same thing is anywhere close to as useful as rotating through all the perspectives and presenting those perspectives in the most compelling light. Reading the same books 100 times, reading the same book 100 times probably isn't as good as reading 100 different books. You do democracy the best service by putting in effort, and copy and pasting the same crap as everybody else is not exactly effort. And now that you have artificial intelligence to help educate yourself and to research all of human knowledge instantly, and if you're running it locally, privately, I've written you the guides. I've given you the links. You can educate yourself faster and more efficiently, and even have it write you an essay about a topic to understand it. And you can have it write it in the voice of a Supreme Court judge. What better education do you want? Doesn't get better than that, unless you've got a real Supreme Court judge to educate in person. Maybe that's better, but those are in short supply. And by the way, as far as Supreme Court goes, thank goodness we have checks and balances in the United States to maintain a functioning, effective government. It's up for debate how well that's working, but what I do know is that the SEC has lost 4 of its 5 last cases, and the Supreme Court has...
Shit, SEC just losing cases out here, brother. Love it. I love it. And this is kind of this is why the presidency is kind of important, because the president gets to choose. So when there's Supreme Court justices, when one finally either dies or decides to retire, then the president can then appoint one, right? So it's really important when we have a president that they can add a Republican or a Democrat one, right? I think the last 2 were Trump's, and he had 2 of them. Damn. Which is a decent amount. It's the last Mohican checks and governments, because the Supreme Court, whatever they say that's it. That's the law. And this is kind of why the SEC was like, fuck, we're not going to go. Because if the SEC had decided to deny again the filing for the Grayscale Bitcoin trust, to turn from a trust over into a spot ETF, then they would take that to the Supreme Court, and they were going to lose. And if they lose that one, they would lose every other Bitcoin ETF as well. So this is why they're just letting it. They're not fighting it, basically, and letting it pass. So the Bitcoin ETF is guaranteed already. It's just a matter of time between now and maybe 3-4 months from now when it finally goes live. It can literally go live this year as well. That's how crazy it is, you guys. But now there is I've heard one conspiracy theory that possibly what Gensler's doing is he's intentionally trying to lose lawsuits to basically fuck over the SEC. It's like you're doing so bad on the team that the conspiracy theories, what if we hired this QB to fuck up the other team? So I've heard that conspiracy theory now. What if Gensler was actually with us the whole time, and he's trying to lose all these lawsuits? So there's nothing. It's on paper. The Supreme Court lay these down so no one could take these back from crypto. That's the only conspiracy I've heard recently. I'm like, wow, okay, well, we'll see.
It's granted certiorari, if I'm saying it right, which basically means they're going to hear the case of another case with the SEC. So, and they were just found arbitrary and capricious for a second time. And the SB 121 rule against cryptocurrency, they were trying to pretend it wasn't a rule. So they didn't have to do notice and comment, and they didn't have to, notify Congress in a certain way. You're just like, yeah, you guys got busted by the government accounting office, the GAO. Stop breaking the law. You write rules for a living. Follow the rules. And then they also, they lost their case against XRP, trying to claim that every XRP token was a security. The judge said, nope, that doesn't make any sense. These are blind purchases. They don't even know who they're buying from. Get out of here. And yeah, I think there was an article in the Wall Street Journal yesterday, the day before, that just said, is Gary Gensler going to ever win a case? And, there's even somebody apparently buying television ads, 30 and 60-second television ads against Gary Gensler. I don't really understand the logic behind it. I don't think he's running for office. So what, are people not going to vote for him? I don't I don't really understand. I mean, hey, if you have a money and a platform and you want to spread truth and you think that's truth, okay, it seems well within the First Amendment. But I'm not sure, I don't really know what the big upside is to convincing everyone that Gary Gensler isn't that good at his job. So, and then what? I don't get it. I don't know what the end game is there. So, we got Ben Armstrong kind of fell off the wagon. We got, which I hope, Ben, I hope it works out for you, man. I hope that, hope you're able to get it together. I've been very lucky. I've never had any problem with substances at all. Barely ever drink. Don't do drugs. It works for me. But what I want is to be more powerful. I want to make a difference in the world. I want to make an impact. I want to heal people. I want to help people. And being dizzy, it doesn't help. It doesn't help get that done. And funny enough, I don't need to ratchet up the humor with some confusion, I work just fine as is. I don't need to screw up the system. What else do we got going on? I try and tell people the truth even when it hurts, and it hurts me. So, I always wore a black shirt and, didn't spend any money on anything. And it wasn't really working for getting the word out, right? I got a self-help book I want people to read and improve their lives with. It's free. I've got things that I care about, politics. I've got videos on my political beliefs and how we can make the world better, and how you should find things you agree on instead of just things that are different, which is the opposite of what the news does. The news is always looking for difference, never for commonality. And it hurts the democratic process, so I like ranked list voting. I like a lot of stuff. You should check out a guy called Vivek Ramaswamy. He's got a weird name, but he's got some cool policies. And some of those policies, having a voting test. If you can't become an American without a test on American values and history, well, why are you allowed to screw up the democracy? You can't cut hair without a license. You can't do electrical work without a license. You can't do air conditioning work without a license. You can't drive without a license. So why are you allowed to screw up the democracy without a license? Now, there's a big risk, right? Whoever writes the test could format the test in a way that certain people just fail it. You could kind of cancel that out by getting the agreement of, different various demographics of people so that it could be a fair test. And by the way, if you're unable to create a fair test, then what is that test you're giving people for citizenship already? I'm curious. Just use the same test. Now, obviously, I don't think that's ideal, but it would probably receive the least blowback. So if you have better voters choosing from a better pool of candidates, because I think they should get paid more. If you want your democracy to work well, it has to pay competitive rates to the private sector, period. So if you have better candidates with better voters, with better
so basically what he's trying to say here is this shit is kind of funny. Imagine that everyone had to take the test you have to take to become a U.S. citizen. Imagine every 10 years you have to pass the U.S. citizenship test. Oh my God, I would love, dude. The amount of people who would not be able to pass that shit would be incredible. Oh my God, dude, that'd be hilarious, dude. Can you imagine? It's just all these Southern dudes are just just can't pass the fucking US. Oh my! Well, I mean, he's kind of right. He's any test you try to pass for that, people will be like, well, this because this should be true. Everyone who all right. so there's this whole thing where, like, I mean, this is true. Like, you have to have a U.S. driver's license or an ID to drive a car, to own a gun, to go to the airport. I mean, it's asked for everywhere. The one place where it's not asked for is where? The voting booth. Because why? Because Democrats end up getting they end up, they tell people this, especially if like, hey, we're the ones that got you here to the States and stuff. Vote Democrat. And they don't check the polls and stuff. Now, I've gone to a bunch of polls and stuff. They have, but apparently in parts of the United States, they don't check for IDs. So, like, at the very least, we should be asking for IDs. I mean, if you're a U.S. citizen, you should be able to, a U.S. citizen should be voting for the fucking for your local, state, and federal. But it's then fake. Yeah, exactly, right. So it's just the sort of thing. Imagine you have to pass a test then. That's where it's a little more difficult and stuff like, because you can't. Like, the problem is, back in the day, the way they used to do the voting for, you'd have to be a landowner, a white. You have to be a white landowner. Can't be a poor white. You got to be a rich white. And which, but that would be maybe better. But here's the problem. Well, not the white part, but like a landowner. But the problem is now, like, this is the all-time highest point in all U.S. history. This is the hardest ever time to get a house or to get a property ever of all time. The most unaffordable time in U.S. history is now. Thank you, boomers. Now, damn, that sucks, right? And there's actually a bunch of I saw some conspiracy theories. There's also a bunch of old money guys that are just super pissed off at the world right now because basically when the United States launched, they got a bunch of free airdrops of land, and their family's been living off these airdrops for a long time, and then now their land's running out, and they've been selling it off over the generations, and now they're like super pissed off because they have to now pay money for land that they got for free, basically, or for nothing. Oh, dude, I can explain U.S. history in crypto terms, and it's hilarious, dude. I can explain all U.S. history in economic crypto terms, and you'll be fucking losing your mind over what's happening. So, like, what's going on is like, they're gonna take our gerbs. It's because they're the guys who came in when the coin just launched. They got a bunch of free land. They were buying land for really cheap. He said land airdrops. I know. Yeah. We had to steal it from a couple, from another coin. But hey, airdrop land. Yo, tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong about airdrop land. Stop me. Put me on the screen, Kyle. Like, half screen me. Like, stop me when I'm wrong. This half land shit it's really. I've had this whole discussion with Kyle and Charlie and shit. Make people crack up about this, but it's fucking true, dude. Like, imagine, all right, you're white. You're on the Mayflower, right? Land, cool, right? Like, they would literally give, because they wanted people to they wanted people to settle the Midwest and stuff after Louisiana Purchase. So what would they do? Hey, you come out here, you get your 5-10 acres of land for free. Just stand here, claim your land, and your land's yours. It's farm on it. And all this land was given out there. Some people decided to sell it. Some people were able to buy huge swaths of land, and their family's been chilling on it for a long time. And this has been one of the big wealth switches, all this free developed land or very cheap land. And then over time, the land's gone up so much in value that a lot of these people who got all this free land, they got all this free land, their wealth went up in land, and they've been able to leverage it. But people who've been able to maintain, who've been selling their coins off over time, they've lost a lot of those coins or land tokens they used to own, and they have not been productive equal to the price of the land tokens have gone. So the land tokens gone up so much, but their productivity to generate income has not gone up. So over time, they've only been getting poorer. 40 acres and a mule. They didn't even get that. I'm talking about the whites, but over time, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, it could have been European, anyone who came over here that they immigrated, that were able to buy land cheap back in the day and stuff. Cause like literally it was way more affordable. Like, I remember there's properties in Monterey where I'm from, where people bought them in the 30s and 40s, literally for $2,000. And these are like $900,000 pieces of land today. $1.5 million pieces of properties. Total horseshit properties. They're totally run down, but still worth $1 million plus. Dude, maybe I need to do that. Maybe I'd put the Ned one up. DC, please write a history of mankind in crypto terms, bro. It will shock, but it makes so much sense why so many people because what's going on is that the price of the land, if you hold assets, you get rich, right? But what happens is over time, you have family members who they inherit land. And after multiple generations, your generations are dog shit at fucking generating extra income. Some are, and then some are really good and they get the family richer. But on average, your family members are going to fuck off the money. And then when you look back, you have no land and you have no this. And then you have to struggle like everyone else. But we used to own this land. It used to be America. This used to be our land. Well, yeah, but you fucking suck at creating value and you fucking threw all the land back, homies. That's what happened. It's bro, and this is the same thing when it comes to all this stuff. And then but the original people who came here are badass motherfuckers because they had the balls to fucking leave their home country and risk it all so they risk, they gain reward. But as time goes on, we've had more complacent generations and it's harder and harder. It's gotten more and more competitive and there's no more free land. All the land's owned. So like all the free real estate's owned. So now now the tokens are really expensive. Dang. Christopher Satoshi. Shut the fuck up. Oh my god. What's your thoughts on Richard Hart movie Heist of Stakes? I like it. I like it. It to me, parts of it were cringy because like I know everybody in the movie. Like it's imagine like your friends made a home movie and you're just watching them like and you're like, oh god damn. But yeah, I mean I already joked with RG. I told him, RG, you're the villain of the movie. I watched that movie and I was just like halfway through, I was just like, yo, Archie, you might be the villain in this movie, bro. But FTX 1800s France, risk it for the biscuit. So this is why this is what I've got, there's no disrespect to immigrants or nothing like that because a lot of people like you have to understand the balls it takes to leave. It's like me, it's like right now, if America was in a total shit and some people are doing this, but like legitimately when it's like really, really bad, because it's not that bad yet, but it's getting bad. Like a point where like America's so fucked that we all have to move somewhere else to a different total land and start all over. Like, dude, that takes just the type of person, the risk appetite. Like we're all in crypto, like we have risk. Like, bro, we're all risk ass mother. Like, I'm not worried for any of you guys because you guys are in crypto, bro. We're the riskiest asset class in all of the world, man. We're in that shit, but a dirty pirate. But you have to understand the complacency. Like, go to school, get a job, do this, invest in the stock market, 401k, do all these things, and they're not buying land. They're fucking off. And then the worst ones too are the ones that are just living off all the yield they're generating off the land tokens, and then over time they're borrowing on this to failed business ventures that goes to shit. Oh fuck, and you know. Then what happened to all this land they had? They borrowed on it, had to sell it off, and then of course that's not counting off of all the kids fighting over the fucking land or the wealth of the mom and dad after they die. It's crazy, dude. This is what happens. So they're literally what's happening is bear market. So during bear markets need to happen. So you have coin distributions, and coin distributions in this case is land and businesses and stuff. So anyway, I'll get back to Richard. But anyway, this is just a funny little thing. You might get history in crypto terms from me one day.
For voting system using ranked lists, you should get better outcomes. And so Vivek, he like has some of these similar ideas, which is insane because, you know, no one's ever brought these ideas up that I've ever seen in a debate ever, you know. Also, hey, a lot of people with weird names have won. So like Obama won, weird name. So maybe Ramaswamy isn't that bad. Long story short, every day I wake up and I work until I go to sleep 7 days a week. I'm trying to make the world a better place. And I hope that you see through my actions how much I care about you and how much my eye is on the ball, on the things that I think will help your life the most. I don't live in the United States. I haven't lived in the United States since 2003. It's 20 years. But here I am out of the kindness of my heart trying to make it a better place. I don't have to do that. I don't have to spend my time trying to make democracy work better. I don't have to spend my time, you know, making the recording that I'm making now. I don't have to do this, but I do it because I care. And it's making a difference. It's making an impact. It is working. And if I died right now, you might have noticed that go.hex.com is a collection of links to code that you can run a bunch of different ways. Why is that? Why is go.hex.com a collection of links to software that you can run? Because it's your choice. You choose what code you're going to run on your computer. You chose what people you're going to communicate with. You make all the choices. You have all the power, and you have all the privacy. Even if you want to be stupid and give your privacy away. You can't. There's no contact us form. There's no email. There's no phone number. There's no way for you to de-anonymize yourself. There's no way for you to throw your privacy in the garbage. There's no logs. There's no Google Analytics. You can double-click a zip file and run the code from your desktop. You can view the source online. You can go to IPFS and see the hash of the compiled source and see it on different gateways, or run your own gateway or access it natively on the IPFS network. You can, there's so many ways that you get to be in control. And why is that important? Because if I die and hex.com goes offline and pulsechain.com goes offline, it doesn't matter. Now, I think that I won't be able to make the world a better place anymore if I'm dead. It's unfortunate. But your ability to run the code that you want won't be impacted. Because you have the code, you have the power, you are the network. It only exists because you will it into existence through your communication with your peers, your association with your peers, a truly decentralized, open source, peer-to-peer network. It's nice to brag about all the things that we're involved with and that, I've invented or founded that just work better than other things. So for instance, yesterday or the day before, Uniswap went down. Why? Because some Cloudflare thing went down. Well, PulseX didn't go down. Now, why is that one part bad for Uniswap, one part good for Uniswap? One part bad because, hey, it'd be nice if your website just didn't go down. Hex doesn't go down. PulseChain doesn't go down. To the best of my knowledge, neither Hex nor PulseChain has ever been down, ever. But almost every other website has. Microsoft, Google, Amazon, you name it. It's really good fortune and good design. So, I'm ragging on Uniswap a bit for a few reasons. One, they delist things. Two, I'm not sure how decentralized they are. Three, they're dumping tokens on people's heads. Now it's subsequent to some DAO vote or something. Four, they turned on a fee, a 0.5% fee on their front end. I mean, yeah, okay. That's the bad things. Here's the good things. They invented free and open source software that you can run on your own, and you don't really need to be flapping your lips and complaining about their front end going down, because you can just run your own. So, on one side, it's like, hey guys, do a better job. And then the other side, it's like, hey, they did a pretty good job. Creating free and open source software is beautiful. PulseChain is free and open source software. Thanks, Ethereum. I think Ethereum is almost the most secure blockchain that exists. I think PulseChain is the most secure blockchain that exists. Now, does anyone care about security in crypto? Apparently not. But I do. I care. Which is why so few of my followers have money owed to them from FTX, or have money owed to them from Cred, or have money owed to them from Celsius, or have money owed to them from Voyager, or have money owed to them from the Winklevi twins, whatever crap they were shilling that was picking up pennies in front of freight trains. And now they have got a complaint against them. The government wants to screw them up. Yeah, it turns out when you lose people's money that you were entrusted with, the world gets angry at you. Guys, guess what? I feel great because I don't have your money. I don't have anything that I could do to your money. I don't have it. You have it. Your coins, your keys, your network. It's all you. That's the difference between free and open source software in the blockchain and centralized companies and scams. And why are you having to beg people to do stuff for you? That's the opposite why crypto exists. Can I please get my money? Can I please send something? Can I please put the front end up? Please. Oh, please. Guys, cryptocurrency was invented to empower you to give you the power to disempower these disgusting middlemen that remove your privacy, remove your freedom, restrict you, control you. All the opposite of the Fourth Amendment. And by the way, we have other rights. We don't just have a right to be free of unreasonable search and seizure. We also have a right to bear arms. Well, if weapons technology is considered arms, and if encryption itself is considered weapons technology, well, you could make the argument that cryptocurrency is protected under the Second Amendment. Now, I haven't seen anyone make that argument, but I don't know.
Woo! You think our crypto's more deadly than the AR? That's pretty bars. Let me go back a little bit. That's crazy.
And by the way, we have other rights. We don't just have a right to be free of unreasonable search and seizure. We also have a right to bear arms. Well, if weapons technology is considered arms, and if encryption itself is considered weapons technology, well, you could make the argument that cryptocurrency is protected under the Second Amendment. Now, I haven't seen anyone make that argument, but I don't know why. Here's another thing. You've got a right to contract. One of the few things that everyone agrees that the government really should be concerned with and really should be doing is enforcing contracts between people. You have a right to contract. I believe it was enshrined in a case called Lochner, L-C-H-N-E-R, but, don't quote me on it because I'm just doing this stream of consciousness. I don't have any internet in front of me. You've got a right to freedom of movement. You've got a right to freedom of association. Blockchains are peer-to-peer networks that are association. You've got a right to freedom of speech. Blockchains are speech. You're just speaking data to other people, your peers, and you're making it public. Things that you're going to make public have a higher degree of protection against censorship. So if the government seizes property from you that was going to be made public, and you notify them that they're violating that law, you can receive financial compensation in return. And this has happened. But if you don't notify them and they didn't know they were violating that rule, then they won't be found guilty and you won't get paid. And so actually knowing your rights is important to, one, help these guys not break the law, and two, protect your privacy, and three, if your privacy is violated, receive financial compensation. Now, you'll find these links on the Richard Hart Twitter. What else? So there's all these rights that you have that are being trampled on, and the most effective way that you can fight back, the most affordable and effective way that you can fight back, is to submit relevant and substantive comments to proposed rules. It makes a difference. And if you look at it abstractly, if part of the problem with the governments of the world right now is that there's too much regulation and it cripples progress, well, the regulators also have regulations that cripples rulemaking. And so the heavier their load, the harder it is for them to make rules, whether they be good or bad. And you might say that that could counterplay, how else are you supposed to counterplay a bad rule other than commenting? Because if the founding fathers knew that there was an unelected fourth branch of government that had millions of employees, very highly paid employees, that were not.
Now, what he's talking about here is the secret government, which is basically there's a lot of government employees, and there's agencies like the FBI and the CIA that have guys at the top brass that are not elected. They're just employees, but since they're there for such a long time, they're able to gain a lot of power in the government because guess what? They stay in those positions their entire lives, basically. And then they have all these billions and billions and billions of dollars a year to do a lot of fuck shit around the world and stuff. So there's kind of a fourth arm of the government, which is the secret government, which is these agencies, which they all hate each other, which is kind of hilarious to me too as well. The FBI hates the CIA. And all these agencies, even the head of the forest agency has got some beef with somebody, the Black Ops, right? The shadow groups and stuff. So, the big two groups, it's kind of like the Brotherhood of Steel versus the Enclave. I would say the Enclave's probably the CIA, and then the Brotherhood of Steel is probably the FBI, I'd imagine. But that's kind of how it is right now in the world and stuff. So it is bullshit, because we should have there should probably be terms of like how long you can be the head of something like that, you know. So I mean, it's just such a clusterfuck. Like, the government shouldn't have gotten this big.
Elected. These are not the judicial branch. They are not the legislative branch, but they're writing law. You're like, well, guys, you know, it's kind of a violation of the it's kind of a violation of due process and the separation of powers doctrine if the people writing laws aren't legislators. That's what legislators' jobs are. It's an abdication of authority to just give, like, it's. I see so many problems with what's going on, and it's great that the Supreme Court is fixing a lot of them. It's, you know, because that's how checks and balances are supposed to work. But it's kind of a denial of service attack on the judicial branch when the chairman of the SEC says that if you're not losing cases, you're not bringing enough cases, which literally means that he's performing a denial of service attack on the judicial. He wants to lose more cases. His words. Man, that's not good. That's not good for America. Aren't you losing enough cases already? You're losing cases left and right. Do you really need to lose more? I mean, the Wall Street Journal just put out an article with the headline that said, "Will Gary Gensler ever win a case?" I think.
Hey, dude, got it. Dude, damn, son, I gotta hear that again. That's fucking. It's just like the it's just like that other article. It was like, NFTs are down 99%. They're finally worth nothing now.
I mean, the Wall Street Journal just put out an article with the headline that said, "Will Gary Gensler ever win a case?" I think you're losing enough cases, man. And it's not like there's a shortage of scams, is the funny part. There are so many scams that are blatant and obvious. And I point them out and I warn you, you know. I warned you about a scam called SafeMoon. It's down nearly 100%. And its founders are indicted, both criminally and civilly. I warned you. I did everything I could to protect you. I am quoted in the news as having warned you. And by the way, when I warn you about these things, all the people that are participating in those things insult me. When I warn you about the Bitcoin top, Bitcoin guys insult me. When I warn you about counterparty risk, Mashinsky insults me, blocks me. The Winklevice, everybody that I warn you about that says, I try and tell you to watch your butt, and I try and warn you, and I try and protect you. I eat personal harm from doing that. And so I don't know what else I can do to try and make a difference, to try and make an impact. I'm doing everything I can. I'm working at 100% capacity to try and make the world a better place. I hope that one day more people will know what I've done and what I'm doing. And it's sad that the people that they get so many eyes and ears are disgusting scammers. People that represent centralized companies, people that have promoted centralized companies, people that have got their followers wrecked, ex-cons, you name it. I hate making fun of ex-cons, but it's not good, man. But look, we got our 2 weeks. We got like 10 days left on the IRS comments. We got maybe, 70, 75 days left on FinCEN.
So Karn had a question right here. He's like, what did the twins mess up with? Some management of gains. So basically they used some third-party entity to manage their Gemini Earn products. So basically the company that was yield farming on the tokens in order to give people return on the tokens lost money and stuff like that. They didn't lose all of it, but they lost some money. So there's a little bit of there on the Gemini stuff. This is why I tell you guys, don't be staking your stuff on exchanges. Use the exchanges, buy your coins, put it back in your wallet under your own custody.
Comments. We've got things going on in Australia and the EU that need comments. If you really want to make an impact in the world, I hate to break it to you, writing comments is going to be a large part of your life for the foreseeable future. And hey, here's the good news. instead of whining and crying to people that don't matter, you can whine and cry to people that do matter. And then you can copy paste your whining and crying with some modifications to the next thing that matters. You know, the world's not going to get better on its own. You really have to try hard to make it happen. And it's what we're doing. And it's working. Now, so what I tell you about the risk that I take to spread truth to you at personal cost to myself, telling you that this recent Bitcoin pump that we've had, I believe, for the perceived activation of a Bitcoin ETF and all the positive things the CEO of BlackRock has said, you know, Bitcoin being a flight to quality, things like that. That's nice, right? And I would love to live in a world where cryptocurrency decorrelated from the stock market and from Rolexes and from exotic cars, and it just went on its own and it went to the moon and nothing else mattered. That'd be great. And there's a lot of people that I guess think that that's what's going to happen. They think that crypto is going to decorrelate from everything else, and that even if everything else goes down, crypto is going to go up. I don't believe that. Now, Hex decorrelated hard as heck. I think it went up 20 or 30x when I called the Bitcoin top back at 65K. Boy, Richard Hart, good job. Well done. Yes, thank you. I called that top like a boss, didn't I? The problem is, if the government sells the Finex coins from the Finex hacker, the Silk Road coins from the Silk Road hacker, if FTX dumps its, I don't know, I think they've been authorized to do like 50 or 100 million in dumps a week. And if Mt. Gox coins come out, which, let's just be serious, Mt. Gox coins have been sitting in the Japan trustee for so long now that it will be hard to believe when they actually do come out. And it will be a travesty of justice if they never come out. To wait a decade for your stolen coins to be unstolen from you is insane. It's really unfortunate. And the blockchain solves this, by the way, because when you don't give your keys and your coins to somebody else, they can't steal them from you. Or at least they're extremely.
I don't know what you're talking about, Willis. I don't know, man. Let me hear that again.
Really unfortunate. And the blockchain solves this, by the way, because when you don't give your keys and your coins to somebody else, they can't steal them from you. Or at least they're extremely less likely to do so. They'd have to like hack your computer, and you'd have to have your keys in your computer and all this other stuff. You know, cryptocurrency solved this better than anything I'm aware of. The best solution to centralized entities getting hacked for your data, your phone number, your email, your access logs, your nudes, your crypto, your money. The best solution to all that is decentralization, period. And so people that use crypto directly solve the problem of middlemen stealing your stuff. Now, what risk do you still have? You've still got contract risk. You've still got, solar flare risk. The whole world could get nuked. Everyone's got that risk every day. You've still got to like hide your seed words, make sure you don't have keylogger. But look, if it was that easy to get hacked in crypto, you'd actually see a lot more hacks. There's millions and millions and millions of users, and only a very small subset of them get hacked. So that speaks very well to the security of the system. So what are we talking about? Privacy, robustness, the core principles, trying to protect, half of this talk I'm giving you here is to try and help protect you guys from more scammers. There are people that are owed money by FTX and own tokens in centralized companies and promote centralized companies that want to take your money from you and put it at risk. Man, I got to tell you, that picking up pennies in front of freight train stuff has worked out real bad a whole bunch of times. Maybe stop doing that. Bitcoin is the best performing asset in the history of man.
I don't want to listen. No, definitely. Yeah, this is what he means by like picking up pennies in front of freight trains. It's just basically doing stupid shit like, oh my God, let me deposit my Bitcoin in so I can earn 5%. And then while you earn 5%, you lose your whole fucking Bitcoin and you have 5% and they have 95%. Oh, let me do this. Let me borrow on my whole stack right here. And then All right, you know what? Let me put my whole crypto stack and then use a bunch of leverage. Brr. Let me. Brr. Here's, bro. Just hand me your money, bro. You're gonna lose it anyway.
Cryptocurrency is the best performing asset class in the history of man. Why do you need to screw that up by taking counterparty risk? Stop. It's the opposite of why cryptocurrency was invented. You know, the things that I found, that if I die and all the sites go offline, don't matter. Doesn't matter because people are in the network. You have no expectations of profit from the work of others. There's nobody working for you. There's nobody handing you checks. You are the network. It is data, it is knowledge, it is speech, and it is you, and it is no one else. You and your peers, that's it. And all these other systems, they're not that way. Some guy can screw you out all your stuff. Well, stop doing that. Stop doing not crypto. Do actual crypto. Well, anyway, so me taking personal risk and eating slings and arrows of outrageous fortune to educate you and tell you the truth, I think that the stock market is going to crash. I think the everything bubble doesn't pop with a whimper. I think it pops with a pop. And, you know, I think that house prices should go down as rates have to keep going up if they're going to hit their 2% target, which they seem to be very serious about wanting to do.
Yeah. So this is why I hold out that whole thing where like, I do think next year we can still have the pump and stuff, but there is a chance that equities take such a shit down that it brings everything down with it, and it could end and stuff. So this is why I'm on the lookout for this stuff. And I didn't need Richard Hart to keep telling me this. I already knew that we had a feeling about this kind of happening already. So who knows? Either that's what I'm saying. Either they don't print the money and then they actually take the inflation down, and then the equities market finally takes a shit, as well as we have 4 more years left of baby boomers retiring. So like every day 10,000 baby boomers are retiring. So not all of them are selling all their stocks, but a lot of them are now, instead of being net contributors, they're net drawers. So you have this literally the baby boomers are like 5% smaller than the millennials. It's basically the same size of generation, and they're no longer contributing to 401ks. And I don't know if for a life of you, but most people that I know aren't contributing to their 401ks anyway. I mean, fuck, they're barely even paying their school loans. You know what I'm saying? So it's, you know what I mean? This is kind of some of the stuff that's going down that could actually just really rumble the entire economy and worldwide. And on top of that, we have a replacement generation. That means the baby boomers in the United States at least had kids, which are the millennials, and replace them, right? We replace them. I better replace them, by the way. But regardless, right? The United States was the only major developed nation in almost the entire planet. I think there might be 1 or 2 other ones that did so, but very small countries. Almost every other developed nation around the world did not have a replacement generation. That means like somewhere like Italy and Greece, they have 50% less millennials as a percentage of their baby boomer population. So every other developed nation around the planet is going to have a contraction. So you have less cattle, less people to actually pay taxes and keep up the Ponzi's in other countries and stuff. So there is some dips coming and stuff. So we will probably have house prices coming down at some point, right? But it just all depends whether they decide to inflate the bubble one more time and keep going. And we'll definitely have to see. I have a feeling they will pump it. I mean, the way things are leading up right now, man, I really feel like we're heading towards a 1929 sort of like pump up bubble situation with these asset prices. And we've just got to bunker down, own our property, and have our stuff, and then just food and save, man, because who knows what's going to end up happening, man. South Korea is down bad, but like, I mean, I saw there's some channels, there's like some channels on South Korea and stuff. Yeah, but yeah, thank you, Black Label Expat. There's some channels on like there's this one Korean chick. She's like, let me tell you how cheap it is to do this in Korea, and they're showing how wonderful life is in Korea, and it probably is. And they're giving all these other benefits to people because the government is like so desperate. They're like helping people with how, like, it's super cheap to live here. It's to do this and do that, but it's because their entire country didn't have kids. Their entire country didn't have kids. Germany, no kids. France, no kids. French, no kids. I say that twice. Portugal, Spain. Bro, the whole EU is so fucked. It's not even funny. So fucked. Canada fucked. But Canada has the United States to support itself. Has the United States. Well, eventually, I think we'll end up invading those. We'll end up taking the maple syrup stores at some point. Mexico does have a replacement generation, but their demography is only good for another 25 years, and then it looks like it's going to head towards down. But at least for the next 20 years, Mexico demographically is good for another 25 years, and then they'll probably start heading downwards. But they're heading into a 25-year bull market. Most of South America is in good standing. Cool. Africa, great. Middle East, not so much. Europe, not so much. Asia, not so much. It looks like the Americas are heading for a bull market in the next 50 years. As a matter of fact, hit a Pepe, Kyle. That's some bars right there.
You didn't have to cut me off. Think I like it never happened, that we were nothing. I don't even need your love. You treat me like a stranger and I feel so loved. No, you didn't have to stoop so low. Have your friends collect your records and then change your number. I guess that I don't need that though. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know. Now you're just somebody that I used to know.
Yes, it looks like there might be some short pause here, but how long can the pause be if there's still inflation and people can barely afford food and it's the most unlivable it's ever been? Now when I say unlivable, I mean your ability to afford your home when you look at rent or mortgage costs is the worst it has ever been. The increases in rents and mortgages are the highest they've ever been versus the actual income potential of a human on average. That is not sustainable. And I don't really see it getting better without prices coming down. So now look, the way that this argument fails is if they give up on the 2% price target and they decide to go full on hyperinflation and get, Argentina style with it and just have 20, 30%, 100% a year inflation. And then, everybody's numbers can go up. And your actual wealth won't go up, but denominated in dollars, which are flying through the floor in value. Now here's the funny part. When I say dollars flying through the floor in value, it's not versus other currencies. The DXY dollar index is up versus other currencies. But your purchasing power to be able to buy, say, a cheeseburger or a house or a car or almost anything else is pitiful. And so the dollar will gain strength versus other currencies, but it will lose value against almost anything else. And the thing I try and teach you that almost no one else in the world will teach you.
So look, what he's talking about right here is this is pretty crazy. This is what I was just talking about this. It's insane, dude. I was just talking about this, that the dollar is really holding up against every other currency, but all the other currencies are also losing. So literally what's happening is everyone's getting poorer unless you hold assets that go up. That's what's happening right now. It's some sad shit, you guys. Like literally, the whole world is going to get poorer. The haves and the have-nots are just it's going to be a widening effect and stuff. And this is why I'm so passionate about teaching you guys about crypto and these asset classes, homes and stuff. Like the reason everyone's out tripping about homes because people need to live in homes. Like we need to get these houses. To have a family. And people like I've heard people like I'm telling you, your boy DC is right when it comes to this whole family and this lifestyle shit. I'm telling you, like. 40% of millennial women will not have kids. You know how crazy that is? On average, this is a historical average. 50% of men never had kids because the average woman would have a child with one man. Like this, just if we're just looking at it in terms of statistics, I know it's not the same case for everybody and through some eras and stuff, but on average, if you look throughout all human history, compile it together and average it out, a man would have two kids, one with this woman and one would get this woman pregnant, another one pregnant. Half of men wouldn't have any kids because they would just die or they weren't selected. Literally 95% of women had a child. Even if you were to juice it up and say, okay, 90% of women had children and 10% didn't. Some of those were because of death and just because, I would imagine mostly because of death and just being maybe ugly. I don't know. I don't think so. It's probably mostly death, right? So it's just sort of a crazy sort of situation where like now, 40% of women aren't having kids. 60% of guys aren't having kids. So we're 10% lower than the historical average. So the 40% of men are having sex with 60% of the women to have the kids. And that's not a completely equally correct as well. So dude, we're in We're in a weird world right now, you guys.
Or can teach you is inflation is just a measurement of how much money has been printed versus how much stuff there is. Now, I will add a little nuance there. Credit is money. It spends the same. So if you say, hey, I'll paint your house if you give me $100, and then you give me the 100 and then I paint your house, okay, one house got painted and $100 got transacted. But in actuality, I could have accepted the money after I painted your house. And then $200 existed because $100 of work got done and then the other 100 was still there. And so credit actually creates money. And, one of these things that you see in the charts when you research them historically is that the stocks have dropped after the Fed has pivoted to lower rates. And the Fed has usually pivoted to lower rates because the credit markets have frozen. And the credit markets are frozen because why would they lend to you at 2 or 3% or 5% or 6% or whatever when they could just wait a couple months and lend it to the government for more with no counterparty risk? They have the value of the currency risk.
And what he's talking about here is that just so you can put like a mental model in your head. So imagine that what's going on is the baby boomers who are retiring right now and are looking for safe gains. They're buying bonds and they're not lending out their money for risky assets. So some of them are still speculating in stocks and a little bit in crypto, but most of the money's being put, instead of being DCA'd into speculative assets, new companies, or leaving their money in the bank. They're putting their money in bonds, which isn't fluctuating in the U.S. system. And this is, if you just think what I'm talking about U.S., I'm also talking about the world because they all have their intricate systems, but they more or less work like this. So because there's so much safe yield out there, and then you got to imagine how much worse it is for other countries. Because like, man, why am I gonna hurt this my dog shit ass local currency? I'm gonna buy U.S. bonds on the market. So what's happening is if your project or your company isn't at least making 5% a fucking year, why would I invest in it? And then people, they're like, fuck, so I have a chance to lose money holding this stock and I'm only going to make 7% on this. Man, I'd rather just be safe and just hold. So they only get to only the most ridiculously speculative stuff. So only the highest level of stuff gets speculated on, i.e. crypto. Now we're going to have to see. So obviously, yeah, with the Fed pivot, if we get a Fed pivot sometime in like middle of 24, then yeah, we'll take a dip and then probably recover afterwards. But we have to see what happens and stuff. So this Fed pivot we've been talking about for a while now. I mean, basically they're like, it's almost like saying, hey, we're almost gonna pause, but we might increase right now. But they pretty much have already paused, but they're just not saying it because like they haven't done the action of like, hey, we're done. We're gonna start lowering rates.
Can you imagine how many? I think that there's trillions of dollars of people that bought government bonds at single digit and lower percent returns, which was a bet that the government would never ever raise rates from near zero. Man, did that bet work out poorly for those guys. You would have been better sitting in cash, homies. And then these are the guys that are going to try and tell you what you should do with your money. A country that is bankrupt is going to tell you what you should do with your money. Bankers, go look at the index of bank stock prices. They're demolished. And why shouldn't they be? Because they gave all their money to the government at 0%.
So what he's talking about right here is, can you share my screen for 1 second? So time to bring the old teeter-totter back. The Miguel Bows is that what happens is with interest rates lower, bond prices go up. When interest rates go up, bond prices go down, but yield goes up. So the way it is like if, as an example, like right now, let's say I pay $1 million. I pay $1 million for $1 million for a $50,000 a year of income, right, on a bond. If the Fed starts lowering interest rates, that the yield, now the current yield, well, let's just say as an example, I go from 5% yield to 4% yield. Well, guess what? My bond will go up by 20%. So it's because in order for you to get $50,000 out of 4%, I have to buy $1,200,000 worth of bonds at 4% yield to equal up $50,000. Elbows up, side to side. That's right. So what's happening? So so if we're up here, right? If you're buying bonds up here, if they're done increasing in the bonds and you're buying bonds up here, as the bonds go down, that means I could literally take if I buy a 10-year bond for a $1 million 10-year bond that's paying me 5% a year, right? And the Fed crushes it down to 3%, I'll be up. I could sell that bond for $1.4 million. Make 40%. I'll make 40% on my money. Right. And That's pretty and that's kind of what's going on. What he's talking about right here is that's on the winning side. On the losing side, just like Silverbank and all these other things, they were buying mortgage-backed security bonds, they were buying US Treasuries at almost 0%. So what happens is it's the same thing. So if you literally buy bonds, right? And the interest rates go up, means the yield goes up, those bonds crash down in price. So if I spend $1 million on bonds at 0%, let's say at 1%, and then now we're at 5.25%, bros, you are down so much. You're down 50% plus on bonds, on supposed to be the safest shit in the world. Now you will, if you wait the whole time, you will get your $1 million back. That's the way the bonds work. If you wait the full 5 years, 10 years on those bonds, you will get your money back. But a lot of these banks, because it's basically cash on hand, or they have a special sort of system where like banks can then take, if you're not going to sell it, they can move it to another side of the bond thing, but they can't with all of it because they have to have reserves. A lot of these banks, this is why these banks have gone fucked, basically. Where are the bonds stored? On the balance sheet. So there's an A and B balance sheet. A balance sheet means I can trade around and sell it and use it as liquidity, or this was a special thing that was passed for banks a long time ago, is that you can put it into the B side, which is basically, hey, I'm going to take this bond. There's going to be on this side, and the interest from it can go into the A side, but it's going to stay there for the next. Basically, it's sort of like they're staking the bond legitimately. Like, hey, we're not going to sell this bond, so I'm going to keep it forever. And because of that, it can be off the balance sheet. That way, it's a way banks can hide losses from buying bonds by being stupidly buying bonds and not at the right time, effectively. So all banks can do this. By the way, so a lot of these banks. We're like, wow, we're down bad, you guys. Holy fuck. From like, imagine if you're buying bonds and like, you know how guys, okay, so in the housing market, it's the opposite side, right? When interest rates are low, housing good. Interest rates high, bonds are good, right? That's the yin and the yang when it comes to the market. So literally, the whole of memes about like, what's it called? House owners, when they bought their house in 2021 at the peak at 0% interest rates, are like on pile of money because they bought a house at the top, but the payment on it is really low because the interest rate's at 0, right? But the opposite side is the banks who are fucking buying the bonds, which is fucking stupid. You're better off in cash. They're buying bonds at 0%. That's why most people didn't buy bonds, like me and you and stuff. Why the fuck we buy bonds for? We'll just literally just go buy risky assets, and this is what happens when you lower interest rates. This is why equity prices and everything goes up, because everybody. Why would you save money in the bank? I'll just go hold assets. I'll buy houses. I'll go with things that can actually increase in price. But these banks bought mortgage-backed securities and bonds. So all these banks ended up having to move a ton of these bonds that they're super underwater on. Oh, fuck, we're 60% down on bonds. Oof. Move it to the B side. Well, guess what? Now these banks are super, like, because of how the rules work, they can't grab anything from that side other than the interest payments. So what do? Oh, shit. Now the banks are super undercapitalized. That means they're susceptible to bank runs. Uh-oh. Keep going down. What's in it? Mr. Moonman West. What does it say? DC always teaching me something new. Hey, appreciate it, brother. But what is that one? Read that one, Kyle. What does it say? I can't read it. Oh, damn, these lights are bright.
Yeah, it says, Lord says, pregunta, ¿cuándo puedo comprar una casa en Castro Valley?
¿Una cara?
Maybe he says casa, una casa.
Okay, pregunta, ¿cuándo puedo comprar una casa en Castro Valley? Well, I don't know Castro Valley, but I imagine the prices are still going down right now, so I'd imagine you're probably buying a house in Q4 of next year to like Q1 of 2025. That's how far in terms of the crystal ball I can look at when it comes to housing right now, because even with interest rates going down, the equities market could actually take a shit down, and that would help because the markets are going down, so people still have less money, so like less likely to buy houses. And December, the last 2 months of the year, November, December, are the best times to buy houses because nobody buys houses at that time, so volume's low, so you can get a better deal. Q1, the volume's coming back, but not as good. And the summer months are the worst time to get a house because that's when everyone moves and is trying to shop houses. When your wife's like, let's go look at the houses. Your wife's never looking at houses in December when it's winter. She's looking at the houses in the middle of the springtime when everyone else is. Like a bah, bah. Like a sheep. Another one, Kyle?
Did they just assume that the rates wouldn't go up ever again?
Yes. Well, they were at 0 for a decade. Since 2009. The rates have been 0 since 2009. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 13 years. Interest rates were 0 for 13 fucking years. I feel them though. I mean, look now. I could understand up to 2019 a little bit. Like I can get it. Like, but like if I was a bank, I'd be buying no bonds at all. And just basically buy, like, I mean, you kind of get into like, okay, if you bought, basically, you like, if I was running the banks back then, I'd probably be only buying like 5-year bonds or something, or shorter term stuff, and just earning some interest on money, just holding cash, but you're still losing it. So I mean, if I was a bank, I'd just be buying, equities and properties. I mean, what else can you do? I mean, literally, you'd be better off just buying rental properties, like buying a management company, a stake in a management company, than buying a bunch of properties and just getting the income off of that, and then getting the residual income off of that, and then the asset appreciation.
Then we got Daniel Carrillo. I wonder if some of the Lehman Brothers type stuff is going on now, and we don't even know. Guess the Tide will tell us.
Oh, no, we do know. It's happened. 100%. 100%. Bro, FDIC magically gets printed $159 billion because the FDIC is probably cashing checks on the low because the Fed, everyone's watching everyone's on Fed watch. Ever since DC, I'm gonna tell you this. Ever since dollar cost crypto started doing, the Fed reactions, the Fed's been mighty quiet lately. Hey.
They try to take our streams down.
Hey. I'm going to start doing FDIC streams too. I'll keep going.
And then we got Jahobi Demanchi.
No.
Bonds, one of the biggest scams of the government.
So, I mean, sort of. I mean, like okay. So the thing is, yes. So, God damn it. Yeah, I mean, basically, yes. Because back during the 2000s to 2008, right? We'd have countries just buying our bonds. So what that means is like, hey, we want to borrow money, you guys. Who wants to let us borrow money? And then they would do a bond issuance, and people would buy. It always would sell out. So that means there was demand, and the United States like, fuck it, I can get debt, so I can grow more. Cool. Then what happened after that is that China stopped running a surplus and started drawing on all that capital. They spent $1 trillion on the Belt and Road Initiative, and it kind of failed. A lot of the African countries they lent money to and stuff, they said, "Fuck it, we ain't paying it back." Now they did make some good inroads. Like, I mean, I will say this: they actually did upgrade, and they've helped out, Africa a lot, which is good, right? But there was a lot of losses when it came to that as well. And then on top of that, they've been running a trade, not a surplus anymore, and they've been dwindling down. And since our economy is not as strong, they've been burning through that they had $2-3 trillion of surplus at one point. And I think last time I checked, they were $500 billion in debt. So not so great. So
and then follow-up question: no need to go into that shit if you're doing good in crypto, right?
Wait, say it again.
I mean, no need to do or to go into that shit if you're doing good in crypto.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, but look, if you had millions to spread around, right? Let's just say, like, if you had let's just say you had a couple 5 million. I mean, if you had $5 million liquid cash, man, shit. I mean, I would think about that shit. I would be like, fuck it, let me put $2 million in a 10-year bond, and I get like $100,000 every year. Some $8,000 a month mailbox money. But then you think about it, then that's the sort of thing where like you could buy that bond there, keep your cash, and you have crypto, then you're fine, because like if you're putting even if you had if you have $5 million cash, right? The degenerate in you is saying like, I should need $4 million in crypto, million in cash. But like, let's just say you're trying to like never go broke, but you're still trying to make money. A person with $1 million buying today is going to make a lot of money in crypto, a lot. Like, if you really fuck up a lot, you'd make 5 times on that money. So literally whisking $1 million, you'd make 5 million on it. That's on the low end. On the higher end, it's just the numbers get ridiculous, right? But buying that, so this is why people buy bonds. This is why most older people buy bonds, is because they're not going to be working anymore and they want regular income coming in. So imagine you're a boomer. I buy $3 or $4 or $5 million of bonds. I've got $250,000 coming to me every year for the next decade. Not bad. And then if I ever need to sell it and stuff, I could sell it off. And if the interest rates go down, I could sell it off. Even if it's a couple years old, I could sell it off for some profit. So if I've got a $5 million in a bond, I could sell it for $6 or $7 million. If the interest rates crash down to zero again, if they go to zero, that bond's paying out stupid money. It's like a coupon code. So I just sell it, make millions of dollars of profit on it, and collect a couple of years of $250,000. But this is the luxury of having a lot of money. You have more options, just like in crypto. Miguel, how do I make I want to get into 14 coins and I have $5,000. Bro, you can't. And Miguel, I have $1 million portfolio. Can I get into 14 coins? You can. Yeah, you can.
asking if the rate was so low, why would people even get into bonds?
People weren't. It was banks only. Because like it's one of the few places banks could legally go into, because there was laws that put in place that you can't be an investment bank. JP Morgan was an investment bank, Goldman Sachs was an investment bank, and this means they were taking customer deposits. They were able to then take that and buy equities and buy all this stuff, because the stock market crashed and all this stuff happened with banks. You had to be a regular bank versus, so there was just more rules on banks. So a lot of banks only can do like treasuries, mutual bonds, or like basically it's like, and I'm buying and investing into a county. So like, oh yeah, like as an example, like San Fernando County needs to borrow $1 billion for this, right? Cool. They're tax free, so I lent them $1 billion, and they're like stuff like that. So they're able to get into government debt or state debt or county debt. And a couple of they're limited to the scope of things they're able to invest in. One cool thing, banks can now invest up to 2% of their portfolio into crypto. If these banks ain't buying Ethereum or Bitcoin right now, fucking retards. I'd be like, I'm JP Morgan right now. I have 2% of our home. She did Bitcoin right now on Ethereum. And then there's like, why can't they buy Hex? They could, but the problem is like, well, that'd be awesome. But the problem is like they're so big that they really can only buy Bitcoin and Ethereum with their size. So like $1 billion bank, okay, $1 billion bank could buy like what is it? Like $1 billion bank could buy $20 million of crypto in their balance sheet, right? Cool. Okay, 20 million. You can do that. Now, if you're JP Morgan, 100 billion, you're talking about $200 million plus. You know, that's what. Glass-Steagall and all that stuff. Exactly.
And then Hex asks, DCC, damn, do you think there's going to be huge collapse one day, 2029? We better make it and escape the matrix soon.
Yeah, I do. The gamble is it 29 or 31? From what we've seen, that those could be the years. Yeah, like this is why like we got this cycle and the next cycle, and we'll see.
And then Mr. Moonman West asks, how do we get regulators to give us a 1031 exchange type rules for crypto?
Vote DCC. No, I'm joking.
We shouldn't be paying taxes on crypto until it either gets transferred to another person or cashed out to exactamundo. Not if you're paying for services or stuff like that. Exactly. I've said this forever. Until it goes to cash, why should I get charged for it? Like if I sell crypto into another crypto, like it should be a 1031. I've been saying yes, Moonman, like Moonman Cash. Your name's not Moonman West, it's Moonman Cash. But it's that is true. Like that is something that if I could get into Congress, or I could do something like that, or we could push it somehow, or there should be a 1031 exchange. Like you sell a crypto, you have less than a year or something like to get into another crypto. You can sell into stable, and you have to get back into a crypto, or then you take the capital gains tax, or you sell crypto into cash in your bank. The minute it hits cash, taxable event. That's how it should be, and that's fair. Like you're not dodging taxes or nothing. You're playing the same game the real estate guys do. Same thing, because that money, and then what that does is it because I would put a 1 year limit on it, because you don't want to have it, because that means the money is like, if people sell, they're forced to be back. So when people sell into the all-time highs, then as a fund, they're like, fuck, we have to buy back in, or we're going to be taxed on it. And this could cause a more like maybe the bear markets to be less shitty. And then Jehovi Demanashi asks, wait, if I have a 10-year bond and 9 years have passed, I can sell it to the price I bought it at?
No, all right. So that arbitrage will work when it's for a 10-year bond. You could do it. You could do it for the thing is, all right, at that point, there's really no point to sell it, because basically it's like you have a 1 year bond and the interest rates go down. Like the gains on it aren't going to be that crazy. You could just wait for your it'll be less. The gains will be less than the coupon payment. So like if you only have 1 year left on that, like if you're 9 and you only have 1 year left on the thing, like the gain on the bond will literally be less than the $250,000 in that example, right? So if I have $5 million in that bond and I'm on the 9th year, I could sell it, but I would sell it for $100. I would sell it for $5 million and $125,000. They would still give you a little extra, but the reason they would buy it from you at that market price is because you're going to give up cash now, because you need cash right now. So you need your $5 million back plus that. So you're going to be gifting them $125,000 because you couldn't be patient. That's the way it would work. Now, the farther away, this is where like the arbitrage starts getting bananas, because like you could sell it for 5 million and some change, because you can play. And then the whole thing is too, you could actually, like as an example, right? Like let's just say they owed you like $3 million, but you might get your 5 million plus 2 million, and they're banking in an extra million. So like, okay, so this is how people with cash can like, I can buy bonds on discount. This is kind of like ideas that I had for Icosa back in the day, or not Icosa, for Hedron and stuff like that, where like, let's just say I make a 7-year stake. I have $5,000 in a 7-year stake, right? Cool. What I'll do is I'll pay you your $5,000 back. And let's just say the interest in 7 years was going to be $10,000. So it's a $15,000 7-year stake as an example, just if we can make that calculation there. Okay. What I would do is, all right, if you want to sell your 7-year stake because you need liquidity, I'll pay you your $5,000, but I'm only going to pay you $5,000 extra on it. So I'll make 5 G's in profit, or I'll make 10 G's in profit. And then people be like, fuck it, I need the liquidity. Bond market.
And then we have
not a CD market, bond market.
And then we have Alex Santos asking, does the Citadel help someone understand the side of taxes for cryptocurrency? And if so, I'll get into the Citadel.
So in the Citadel, we have webinars. We have webinars with a tax professional and stuff like that. Yes, we have them once a quarter. We do not give tax advice. I'm not a tax professional, not a tax attorney, not tax anything. Go get professional help when it comes to that. But we do have somebody that is a tax professional that can give you guidelines and stuff like that. But I am not the one that gives guidelines on taxes. But we do talk about taxes in there. Through him and stuff, through webinars and stuff. We do a webinar with our tax guy once a quarter, twice a quarter, once for the crypto mindset course and one for the Citadel, but the Citadel always gets once a quarter along with the courses. So definitely taxes are really important. We're one of the main people to pay your taxes and get in the Citadel, you guys. What are you guys doing? But I think that's the rest of that's about it. The Richard Hart video is done and stuff like that. So any last super chats, Kyle, before we did I miss any super chats?
I think we're all caught up.
Okay. Okay, cool. Hi, host. Hi. Yeah, right. So we do need a 1031 exchange. Right? What's the Citadel? Oh. Okay. I mean, I guess it'd be a good little send off here and stuff like that. What's the Citadel? So the Citadel is this. It was a chat group created by both me and Charlie from Cultivate Crypto. Let me get rid of that. There. It was a chat group created by both me, Charlie from Cultivate Crypto, and Miguel from Dollar Cost Crypto. What we did is, we've helped over 14,000 people onboard into the crypto space. Sure. We have the most successful cryptocurrency education course in the world. But we had a lot of chat groups, and we had a lot of people we've helped onboard through these services. So what we did is we decided to create like a group where we can kind of congregate everyone together. There's over 340 people in the Citadel right now, and every month that you're in the Citadel, you get $50 off the next crypto mindset course. The last crypto mindset course, which is our education course that we end up doing once a quarter. We had over 6 or 7 people that had been in the Citadel for over a year that got a $600 discount, and they paid in crypto. So they've got $750 up the course. Pretty awesome, dude. So, hey, not bad. And they dumped on us when the prices were lower or higher. I forgot, dude. So, goddamn.
They were really winning.
Yeah, they really went in on us. But hey, man, they've been in the Citadel. They're troopers. So we created this as a thank you gift as well, and a place to concentrate the group for the real thing. So what I'm so proud about the Citadel is just that it's a place for everyone to ask questions. It's super safe. You can take a crypto mindset course and ask questions in there, and that teaches you the A to Z, how to onboard crypto, where to buy it. We go over some taxes and stuff, but we go over how to do research in crypto, fundamental analysis, technical analysis, on-chain analytics. I mean, everything you can imagine to get you from like zero to hero. So you will go from knowing nothing crypto to being the intermediate. Anyone that promises you, hey, I'll make you an advanced user, get out of here, bro. Now, advanced we'll make you advanced to a novice off the street. Hell yeah, right? But we teach you all the stuff that painstakingly we have learned over the years, and we've been doing this since 2020. So we're one of the longest running crypto courses in the world, and we didn't disappear during the bear market. I mean, literally all our competition, zero, gone. But this is the beautiful. You can ask all the people in the chat. We do tons of. I do all kinds of unrecorded and recorded AMAs in there. We invite the Citadel to a bunch of fight clubs. I can't tell you what that is because it's Fight Club rules, but if you want to learn it, it's in the chats in there. We do a lot of cool sort of things. On top of that, every single week we do a weekly newsletter that goes over what's going on in crypto, what's going on in Bitcoin, Ethereum, the top coins, top news when it comes to fundamental analysis, technical analysis, on-chain analytics, and some really cool news, maybe some memes in there as well. And it's a newsletter that you get every single Monday morning, and people really love it, man. It's really cool. Both me, Charlie, and Mike, the father of Pepe X, go over it and stuff. So the Citadel meme as well. So the reason it's called the Citadel is because I don't know if you can see it. I probably don't have the meme on me right now, but I have it on my phone, but not on my thing. But the Citadel is basically it's a crypto Tower of Babel, where we're trying to get higher on the tower. It's sort of like levels of wealth. The higher we're on the tower, the more crypto we hold, the more richer we are, the more we look down on the peasants, and our lives are better. And what the Citadel is a group of people, like-minded people that bring research to each other, and we help each other out, and we're DCAing, and we're going over news, and we're reacting to stuff. Is to help each other stay on track, have positive amount of people in our lives to help us achieve our goals, and to get higher together. Apes together strong. Together we can ascend higher in the Citadel, so we can get higher in wealth. And it isn't fun if the homies aren't rich as well. So this is what the Citadel is. It's only $98 a month, and it's literally one of the best services we've ever come up with and stuff. I really love the Citadel. Like it's my baby. Like I really love this group and stuff. The people in there are my family, just like the Moon Gang and stuff like that. But this is where if you want to ask a question for me and Charlie, you just at Dollar Cost Crypto, at Charlie, or at Cultivate Crypto, and then we answer your question within a decent amount of time. We usually get like 20, 30, 40 direct questions a day, and it's one of the best ways to contact us. And truly, like this group is going to be massive. One day it'll be thousands and thousands and thousands of people in there. So it's a great place to kind of keep up to date, as well as a really super active chat that's safe. We give the right links and stuff. We show people you can, don't worry, if you're brand new to space, it's a great place to start, because not only do you get a discount for the next crypto mindset course, but on top of that, you can ask all these beginner questions, and people will really help you out. We have a lot of alumni in there that have been rocking with us for the last like 3 years. And yeah, it's really cool, man. So last question, Crypto Chronic. Sup fam, what coins would you buy if you owe me at $350? I mean, if you only have that much and that's all you're going to do, I just roll a dice on just Hex and Pulse Chain. That's it. That's what I would do. And if you just don't have the technical ability to do it, then I would then just try to buy, maybe risk like half of a Phantom Cardano, something like that. If you only can do Coinbase and stuff like it, just all the thing is, more gains are available to you, the more knowledge you have in the space, but Floki and you, hell no. But join the Citadel, you guys, and man, I'll catch you guys later, man. I will tomorrow be streaming at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time with the new Island Boy, Crypto Coffee, man. It's gonna be a good one, man. He's a good buddy of mine, and with that, man, thank you so much. And
you didn't have to cut me off. Think I like it never happened, that we were nothing.